And we welcome you into the capital city, a spectacular day for 6A championship football. Shiloh Christian and Greenwood, the Saints and Bulldogs, two tradition-rich programs squaring off with everything on the line in 6A. Bobby Swafford, Justin Acree here. We're going to be calling this one for you today and thrilled to bring you this broadcast. Excited about this matchup. And Bobby, as we mentioned, these are two household names when it comes to high school football. Everybody who follows football around the state knows about these two programs, and they are squaring off now for the 6A championship.
34 times these two teams have combined to reach Little Rock and play for a state championship. Every year, it always seems to find a way. Mid-December, Shiloh Christian, Greenwood find their way to War Memorial.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk more about this matchup as we go through the broadcast today, obviously. But let's go back to last night and what happened here at War Memorial Stadium. And it was the 5A championship, dominated last night by Parkview. And they did it every which way, on the ground, through the air. They scored in all three phases of the game. Offense and defense, they got a pick six. You're going to get a chance to see that right here. And also a kick return for a touchdown, Bobby. A total dominant performance by the Patriots. And that Division I talent that is headed off to play for colleges around the country next year really showed out last night. I thought those guys stepped up big time.
It was going to take a flawless performance from Farmington to pull the upset of the two-time and now three-time defending 5A state champion. But they turned the football over. They give up big plays in the special teams, and Farmington didn't make enough big plays to slow down Parkview the train, and that's why they gave up 61.
Well, this is the first of two great games today. We've got a couple of Titans facing off later on today as well. The evening game is Bryant and Bentonville, a couple of teams that I think a lot of folks expected, if not to be in the championship game, certainly to be in the mix when you get to the Final Four, and they will square off tonight at 6:30. Then next week, we're all set for the final two matchups.
You got the two conference champions later tonight, the 7A Central and 7A West, but next weekend, three of those four teams in the championship game for the first time in school history. Elkins, Bismarck, Salem, all looking for that first crown.
Well, we mentioned it already, but again, these are teams that are very familiar with what championship games are all about. And unfortunately for Shiloh, last year's championship experience was not a pleasant one, facing off against those Patriots we just talked about, and not getting the job done, unfortunately, last year, but certainly very talented team. And this is Greenwood and Little Rock Christian from last year. The Bulldogs very pleased to get here again, and a team that was really the favorite to win the championship all year last year and trying to obviously pull the repeat this year.
Yeah, first for Shiloh Christian, here are the highlights from Parkview. I mean, it takes a monumental effort to beat a team like Parkview. Shiloh wasn't up to the task last year. They move up in classification, but Greenwood, a team that knows how to win here in Little Rock. They've got the most state championships in playoff era history in the state of Arkansas. They know how to get it done. Shiloh Christian looking to buck that trend today, though.
All right, we've got more coming up on Pregame. It's the 6A state championship brought to you by Centennial Bank on Arkansas PBS Sports.
That our
And we welcome you into the capital city, a spectacular day for 6A championship football. Shiloh Christian and Greenwood, the Saints and Bulldogs, two tradition-rich programs squaring off with everything on the line in 6A. Bobby Swafford, Justin Acree here. We're going to be calling this one for you today and thrilled to bring you this broadcast. Excited about this matchup. And Bobby, as we mentioned, these are two household names when it comes to high school football. Everybody who follows football around the state knows about these two programs, and they are squaring off now for the 6A championship.
34 times these two teams have combined to reach Little Rock and play for a state championship. Every year it always seems to find a way. Mid-December, Shiloh Christian, Greenwood find their way to War Memorial.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk more about this matchup as we go through the broadcast today, obviously, but let's go back to last night and what happened here at War Memorial Stadium, and it was the 5A championship dominated last night by Parkview, and they did it every which way, on the ground, through the air. They scored in all three phases of the game. Offense and defense, they got a pick six. You're going to get a chance to see that right here. And also a kick return for a touchdown, Bobby. A total dominant performance by the Patriots. And that Division I talent that is headed off to play for colleges around the country next year really showed out last night. I thought those guys stepped up big time.
It was going to take a flawless performance from Farmington to pull the upset of the two-time and now three-time defending 5A state champion. But they turned the football over. They give up big plays in the special teams, and Farmington didn't make enough big plays to slow down Parkview the train, and that's why they gave up 61.
Well, this is the first of two great games today. We've got a couple of Titans facing off later on today as well. The evening game is Bryant and Bentonville, a couple of teams that I think a lot of folks expected, if not to be in the championship game, certainly to be in the mix when you get to the Final Four, and they will square off tonight at 6:30. Then next week, we're all set for the final two matchups.
You got the two conference champions later tonight, the 7A Central and 7A West, but next weekend, three of those four teams in the championship game for the first time in school history. Elkins, Bismarck, Salem, all looking for that first crown.
Well, we mentioned it already, but again, these are teams that are very familiar with what championship games are all about. And unfortunately for Shiloh, last year's championship experience was not a pleasant one, facing off against those Patriots we just talked about, and not getting the job done, unfortunately, last year, but certainly very talented team. And this is Greenwood and Little Rock Christian from last year. The Bulldogs very pleased to get here again, and a team that was really the favorite to win the championship all year last year, and trying to obviously pull the repeat this year.
Yeah, first for Shiloh Christian, here are the highlights from Parkview. I mean, it takes a monumental effort to beat a team like Parkview. Shiloh wasn't up to the task last year. They move up in classification, but Greenwood, a team that knows how to win here in Little Rock. They've got the most state championships in playoff era history in the state of Arkansas. They know how to get it done. Shiloh Christian looking to buck that trend today, though.
All right, we've got more coming up on Pregame. It's the 6A state championship brought to you by Centennial Bank on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
That adds up to a little bit of money. Wow.
Find out what your heirlooms, antiques, and unique collectibles are worth.
$250,000.
Wow. Join us for the filming of Arkansas Treasures. Your contribution of $120 admits you and a guest to bring 2 items to our team of professional appraisers for an evaluation at a special event in the Arkansas PBS studios. And if your item and story are selected for filming, you may end up on our show. Additionally, your contribution gets you a 1-year membership to Arkansas PBS, including our monthly member magazine and access to PBS Passport, where you can stream thousands of hours of incredible PBS content. Tickets will go quickly, so guarantee your spot by calling now or visiting our website. Simply scan the QR code with your phone.
I'm not going to say wow, but I did anyway.
We are so lucky to count on you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's really terribly kind of you.
We are just, beyond grateful for the support that we get.
I'll always
always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
This is one thankful count.
Welcome back here to War Memorial Stadium, getting you set for this 6A championship game between the Saints and the Bulldogs. Again, looking forward to seeing these two teams square off again. A couple of familiar foes. The closest game of the year that Greenwood played all year was against this Shiloh team, 28-17, the final way back on September 27th. Let's look at their road to the championship, and we'll start with those Greenwood Bulldogs, and it has been an absolute dominant performance so far. And actually, let's start with Shiloh Christian, pardon me. Got that bye in the first round, and then a high-scoring affair against Van Buren, knocked the Pointers off 63-35. And then a game that was really kind of a great matchup. Either one of these teams certainly would have been a worthy championship contender here, but knocking off Benton 45-32.
Those two teams were tied at 20 at halftime last week, but Shiloh Christian turned it on in the second half, and a big reason why, the play of their running back, Griffin Mason. How about 1,600 yards on the ground and 18 touchdowns for the junior? They're going to have to pound the football and try to control the pace of this contest if they want to have a chance. The keys to the game for Shiloh Christian, well, they got to contain Archer, and that's a twofold question. One, that's the quarterback, but maybe more importantly, they've got to find a way to stop Cash Archer, the defensive end, the all-time disruptor for the Bulldogs. Find a way to slow down the two Archers, and they're going to have a chance.
Yeah, Archer headed to Central Arkansas with all those great defensive numbers, and looking forward to seeing him at the Division I football level after this. Now let's talk about how Greenwood got here. I kind of jumped the gun on that because it was such a dominant performance, and they have not given up a single point in the postseason yet. How about 48-zip over El Dorado, and then taking
Shiloh
on
Christian
Mountain
has
Home,
won the toss.
Not much pushback there. Obviously earned that first-round bye. But 48-zip over El Dorado, and then how about 42-0 over Mountain Home? And Bobby, this is a team, again, that has dominated not just in the postseason, but throughout the year. I mentioned the rematch here with Shiloh, but they won their games this year by an average, I did math this morning over coffee, by 39.25 points per game. It is absolutely remarkable, the level of dominance. We saw what Parkview did last night and the way they dominated their opponents through the year. It's maybe even been more so by Greenwood in the 6A.
A lot of that has to do with the play of the quarterback, Kane Archer. 49 touchdowns, 1 interception, and they've done all this damage in the first half. You mentioned the Shiloh Christian contest was the only one that was close. Most of the starters for Greenwood have not played in the second half, did not play in the second half last week in the semifinal win over Mountain Home. So the keys to the game for Greenwood, well, that's going to be pretty much to stay the course. Do what they do. This Greenwood team isn't like ones in the past. The ones that we've seen in the past win state championships, throw a lot of screens. This team, and now with the progression of Archer and the developments as the Bulldogs hit the field, they like to force the football down the field. They're going to take some big shots, but also handle the expectations. Everybody has said, Justin and myself included, this is the team to beat. Maybe the best team in Arkansas classification. How do they handle the expectation of playing today as the heavy favorite?
Well, it's a stunning day for football, and both teams now entering the field to play. The band is playing. The cheerleaders are cheering. You got a great environment here at War Memorial Stadium. Let's head down and get in the thick of it with our sideline reporter, Tyler Cass.
Yeah, you guys said it. It could not be a more perfect afternoon for some state title football. Sunny, a little bit of a breeze down here on the field, and two fan bases that have showed up despite multiple hour trips. Shiloh Christian and Greenwood are used to being here. I actually talked to a couple Greenwood parents who said they started booking hotel rooms before the season even starts. This is Title Town East for them. Both teams with long storied histories in this stadium. Should be a great one this afternoon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tyler. We'll be checking in with him periodically, of course, throughout the broadcast today. We've got some unique storylines I think we're going to talk about a little bit through the broadcast. We've got a trivia question coming up later, but we've got some great football action coming up for you here between two teams that are just used to winning. Bobby, this is a Shiloh team that has been very well tested, 9-3 on the season. 12-0 for the Bulldogs, and 4 consecutive finals appearances, including last year's championship run. And, I mean, you can look through both these teams, and the numbers are remarkable. Kane Archer, 82%, may set a national mark today with his completion percentage. Now, on the flip side, how about Shiloh forcing 29 turnovers this season? Fantastic defensive performance this year, and they're going to really have to hang their hat on that side today if they're going to find a way to pull off a win. And it will be Greenwood kicking things away here to start things off.
One thing that Tucker Barnard has done since he took over for Jeff Conaway as the head coach at Shiloh Christian, not that they didn't play defense before, but he really has turned up the intensity on that side of the football and really turned Shiloh into a complete football program.
Landon Franklin's kick returnable from the 11-yard line, and the Greenwood Bulldogs able to run down the returner. They're going to drive him down shy of the 15-yard line. Excellent coverage on the back end there by that Greenwood coverage unit, and Chandler Kemp nowhere to go, the junior, averaging 29 a return. He got nowhere close to it on that one. Great job of that Greenwood coverage unit, and now their defense will take the field. And we talked about Cash Archer, and we're going to keep an eye on him, obviously, here today as one of the key players on that defensive side of the ball.
Keep an eye on number 7. He's going to line up at left defensive end for Greenwood. He's a constant havoc creator for this Greenwood defense.
Shiloh will come out throwing. It is broken up at the 25-yard line. A bobble there. Should have been probably caught out at the 25, but broken up. Good job defensively by Greenwood. This year, Jake Bodenstein, 5'10", 197, a sophomore, plays a little bit of defense as well. Over 1,100 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Not a running threat, though, Bobby. 20 rushes this year for minus 73 yards. Obviously, he's taken a few sacks along the way. Going to throw it outside. It is caught, and again, what a rally to the football. My goodness, Greenwood meet at the receiver and take him down. A violent collision over there, and their defense is playing extremely well early on.
Yeah, Kaylor Jasmine did a great job of recognizing that was just going to be the swing pass to the running back, Griffin Mason, and he just puts his head down, lowers the shoulder, drops him for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get him going a little bit. That'll be a key for them, as you mentioned earlier. Over 6 yards a carry for Griffin Mason. He's also a very good pass-catching threat. That was his 25th reception of the season, over 300 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. He accounts for over 160 yards a game. This time outside to Sluter, and again, the Bulldogs all over it. So now 4th down coming up, and it'll be punt time right out of the gate, a 3-and-out for Shiloh Christian.
Shouldn't be surprised who makes the tackle there for Greenwood. Paul Brixey recognized, hey, this is tunnel screen, immediately gets to the football, drops him right at the line of scrimmage. Shiloh forced to punt after the 3-and-out.
So it will be Mason, Mr. Do Everything for this team, punting it from just outside of the end zone, and Greenwood's returner awaiting it around midfield.
Champ Davis back to return for Greenwood. Always a dangerous threat with football in his hands.
He'll catch it at the 48-yard line. He's on the move to the left sideline, the 40, the 30, the 20, and he will get it down inside around the 15-yard line, maybe to the 14-yard line. What a return by Champ Davis. And we saw this a little bit with Parkview last night. Special teams, field position critical, and they made a lot of plays. Again, when you're punting away from your own end zone, it makes things extremely difficult, but Greenwood taking advantage. And here comes Kane Archer, the 6'2 junior, 225 of 273. You heard that correctly. It sounds impossible, but it's true. 82% on the season, 49 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. He'll set a man in motion and empty the backfield. 4 receivers out to the right side. Archer looks that way, throws that way. Blockers in front for the receiver at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, and a little violent collision there as Grant Carnes takes it to the house. And Greenwood takes the early lead. Boy, you talk about a spirit breaker right there. You get a big return and then a touchdown on the first play as Greenwood takes an early lead here with 10:17 to go in the first quarter.
Wasting little time to put their athleticism on display. The 34-yard punt return by Davis. Then you swing it out to Carnes, the state's leading receiver. 1 catch, 14 yards. And just like that, less than 2 minutes into the contest, Greenwood's got a 7-0 lead.
So there you go. Extra point is good. And, yeah, just an absolutely perfect start to the day for Greenwood on this sunny day.
Touchdown pass number 55 on the season now for Kane Archer.
$10:17 remaining. And again, beautiful opening drive, 14-yard touchdown officially to Carnes from Kane Archer.
Support for Arkansas PBS is provided by Wendy's. Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger feasted roasted mushrooms, crispy bacon, Munster cheese, and a garlic cream spread on Wednesday's fresh, never frozen beef. Available for a limited time at participating Wendy's locations.
Pretty easy right there, and just an overloaded pass-catching group over there, and good blocking by the receivers out in front. Let's give Greenwood's offensive line a little bit of credit here. Christian Fleming at tackle, Cody Taylor on the left side, Akira Fujibayashi at center, Landon Billy and Ashton Stein rounding out the offensive line. A reverse here by Shiloh Christian will net them a better return, but only to the 20-yard line. And violence on the tackling. I'll tell you what, they are bringing the wood today. Greenwood is. We've seen some big hits, and even how about the finish on the touchdown catch by Champ Davis, driving a defender to the turf as he crossed the goal line. So I mean, they are really trying to not only take the lead here, but also establish a little bit of a dominance early on. We'll see if Shiloh can answer, but certainly don't want to dig yourself too much of a hole here.
Zach Edwards in on both plays on the kickoff unit so far for Greenwood 16 and Navy. I think Greenwood's out to prove. You're talking about the violence they're showing up with. They're showing up, they're proving they're not a finesse team. They maybe put up a lot of points. They may run the spread, but they're going to show up and hit you.
Max Eldridge on the return out to the 20-yard line for Shiloh, just beyond the 20, they're going to say. And now this Greenwood defense will go back to work. Bodenstein, again, tough first drive there, but the sophomore, again, kind of thrown in the fire here, and we'll see how he responds. It's a lot to ask of a young guy at that position, Bobby, and again, a lot of pressure on him, and we'll see how he fares here against this fast and effective Greenwood defense.
Shiloh Christian used a lot, 2 quarterbacks all season long, but Creighton goes down with injury last week against Benton in the semifinal victory, and so Bodenstein going to be the guy. We've got a delay on the field as the officiating crew talking with the Shiloh Christian coaches across the way.
I'm not sure what the situation is over there, but trying to sort things out here. A lot of big numbers here, as you would imagine. Davis, we talked about a little bit ago, 75 for 1163, 21 touchdowns. That was 22 now. And Carnes, the senior, 73 for over 1,100 yards himself and 16 touchdowns coming in. So, again, a couple of great weapons for them and available to Kane Archer, among others. Bodenstein will go for the pass down the left sideline, and it is caught. What a play there. Good coverage on the back end, but pulled down by Shiloh Christian's Chandler Kemp.
Just going one-on-one is Kemp, and the defender never got his head turned around, and high points the football and makes a great play out near the 45.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 46. They're going to try to go off the left side, out across midfield, and a good run, and they went. Let's see here. Was that Mason?
Yeah, 18 Mason.
Yep, Griffin Mason.
Yeah, just off tackle. Great job to get out in front by the big offensive lineman. That looks like that's 70 Ben Carlisle, the senior lineman, to get out in front and provide the lead blocker. Picks up 6.
Yeah, no surprise they're going to try to feed Mason a little bit, but good to see them get the pass game going a little bit. They'll take a little bit of pressure off the quarterback. Mason lined up to the left side of his quarterback. They're going to motion the tight end to the right side, overloaded over there, and they're going to give it to Mason that way up the middle. But boy, he jerked down from the backside. Could have been a horse collar. No call in the thick of things there inside the tackle box. No call on it, but a violent dragging to the ground there, and my goodness, he got hit in the front there by a couple of defenders and also pulled down from behind. So went down pretty hard. It's 3rd and short now for the Saints, and they're going to go to Mason again off the left side, and he cannot get out of the tackle of the Greenwood defender. What a job making the play in space out there, and that is going to be a tackle credited to Zach Zitzman, coming up from a defensive back spot, going low. And that's not an easy play out in space. Very impressive job there, pulling him down. And decision time for Shiloh Christian. Looks like they'll leave the offense on the field.
Not many times you get one-on-one with Griffin Mason. Is the Shiloh running back going to lose that battle? But Zitzman goes low, like you said, makes the big play. Greenwood's going to have to burn a timeout, though, as their defensive lineman couldn't get off the field in time.
Yeah, they brought in an extra defensive back.
Timeout. Greenwood. Their first timeout of the first half.
There, and they were running a defensive lineman out, but they will have to wait on this 4th down play with 8:32 to go. Greenwood holding on to a 7-0 lead, 4th and 7 upcoming for Shiloh Christian.
You feel like this is a big play for Shiloh Christian. Greenwood starts with a big punt return. They score on one play. Got to find a way to sustain a drive, keep your offense out there, kind of settle yourselves, settle the nerves, and get into this football contest.
Yeah, and we talked about Mason's importance, and obviously Greenwood is keyed up to try to hold him down and not let him get going on the ground. Now, they are finding a little bit of space in the passing game, but if Greenwood continues to hold that run game down, you got to think it's going to be a long afternoon for Shiloh Christian.
There's some weapons on the outside for Shiloh Christian. Slider's got 47 catches for over 800 yards. Chandler Kemp, who's already caught the big one, over 800 yards receiving on 60 catches. So just try to get that run game going. That's going to open up things on the outside. But maybe Shiloh has to use the pass to open up things in the run game.
They've got 2 receivers out to the left and a single receiver to the wide side of the field. And Bodenstein is flanked, and now he's going to empty the backfield. Mason shifting over to the right side. He's the inside receiver as part of a 3-receiver set. Looking that way, and he will find him over the middle at the 33. Off to the races goes Mason, inside the 20, down around the 15-yard line, and that is just what the doctor ordered for the Saints. And we talked about what a great threat Mason is in the pass game as well. Again, came in with 24 receptions. They find him there in that slot spot across the middle on a deep post, and he's able to make it happen inside the 15-yard line, and now into the red zone go the Saints. As Greenwood shifts again defensively, they're trying to get things together. You got guys running in and out. They look confused, and we'll see if Shiloh can take advantage. They're not going to wait for them to get set, and Greenwood will again take a timeout. Boy, 2 quick timeouts burned. And I can't imagine that Chris Young is thrilled about that.
Second timeout.
Shiloh Christian starting to use a little pace, catches Greenwood off guard. 2 timeouts in the first 3 minutes and change by the Greenwood defense, but a great job by a running back to get inside leverage on Jasden. Bodenstein puts a perfect ball on him, gets inside the red zone. This is exactly what Shiloh Christian needs. Settle the nerves, show, hey, we can go out there and play with them. Try to prove that game in the regular season wasn't a fluke. Got to remember Archer was knocked out, did not play in the second half, the quarterback Archer for Greenwood. So Shiloh Christian feels like they can play with the Bulldogs, and capping off this drive would be a big start for that.
There's the officials for today. Mark Wallace, Tommy Kraft, Todd Holmes, Reggie Trusty, Brandy Ballard, and Logan Bean are officials for today. Referee is Wallace. We'll be hearing from him some today. 8:10 remaining in the first quarter, and Shiloh Christian trying to answer Greenwood's early score. And a promising drive inside the red zone now. And they will have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line of the Bulldogs. Bulldog defense, stingy all year. Talked about the 2 shutouts so far in the playoffs. Going to run a reverse here. And the Bulldogs are caught off guard inside the 5-yard line. A nice quick response bit there by Chandler Kemp, showing the speed on the reverse out to the edge. And that'll bring up a 2nd and very short, it looks like, for the Saints, who do not have to score. They can get a 1st down inside the 4-yard line.
Second time Shiloh Christian's tried to use the over-aggressiveness of this Greenwood team against them. First on the kickoff, now here with the reverse.
Kind of think it's Mason time, and it is right up the middle, untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Shiloh Christian. And they are an extra point away from tying this up. And what an answer, Bobby. Looked like they were in big trouble early on. They get a 3 and out. They give up an early touchdown on 1 play after the big return. But what an answer by the Saints to stay in this thing.
Nothing fancy there. That's just big boy football. Get behind your big uglies up front. Andrew Dawson, 62, does a nice job of sealing off the edge, and Griffin can just waltz into the end zone.
Yeah, good job of that offensive line on that drive overall. Maddox, Wellborn at left tackle, Aiden Hagan, Andrew Dawson at center, Ben Carlisle, and Zach Weeks. Fantastic job on the blocking up front. Mason able to cruise in. Didn't get a lot on that extra point, but just enough to crawl over. Looks like it may have been partially blocked. All right, you're watching the 6A championship game brought to you by Centennial Bank on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Everett difference means we are committed to giving back to the communities we serve.
When I think of Everett, I think of them more than just a car dealership.
Everett's involvement in the community is phenomenal. I see it in the police and fire department. I see it in the Boys and Girls Club.
Their heart is in this community.
And I think Everett does a great job making sure they have a positive, lasting impact.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
The magic of discovering new treasures is everywhere in the season premiere of Antiques Roadshow.
Really? Oh my goodness.
I think with these, you've really kind of hit it out of the park.
This one is not out of fashion. It's so well done and so over the top. Fancy French, just beautiful.
I guess I have my grandma's eye for things.
Don't miss the season premiere of Antiques Roadshow from Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art.
Coming soon to Arkansas PBS. This month on Arkansas PBS.
Cyril, it's snowing.
Oh, yeah, Jess, look at that.
Well, finally, I've a new assistant.
From London. He won't last.
May I begin, Mr. Harriet?
I thought that went rather well.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Here we come to energy.
right, welcome back. 7-7 now. Shiloh Christian with a 7-play, 79-yard drive over 218. The extra point by Josiah Campbell makes it a deadlocked game here in this 6A state championship game. Let's head down to the sideline, check in with Tyler Cass.
Yeah, guys, you might have noticed the start of that drive was actually delayed a little bit while the referees were talking with the Shiloh coaching staff. The Shiloh Saints headsets weren't working, but they got them up and running. They got the drive going, and clearly the communication was working on that one.
Kickoff upcoming here for Shiloh will be Josiah Campbell kicking things away. We'll see what Greenwood can do here on its first kick return of this game. And back to return for the Bulldogs is Scott Holland, wide receiver. He will not have a chance at this one, though. And so it will be first down for the Bulldogs. We'll see what Kane Archer can do with a little more field to cover. Didn't have much to do on that first drive, but he is 1 for 1 with a touchdown. We'll see if I don't expect him to stay perfect the entire time, although he's been darn near perfect all season long.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team.
So the
ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Field position now for the Bulldogs, which is the last thing Shiloh needs, but out to the 35-yard line. They'll start from the right hash.
What we saw on that first drive from Greenwood, of course, was one play. They're going to lull you to sleep with those tunnel and bubble screens. As soon as those safeties break up, that's when they try to sneak a receiver behind them and go big ball down the field.
Carnes had the early touchdown, 4 receivers to the left side. Similar play to what we saw earlier. This time out to Champ Davis, breaks a tackle. He's across midfield. He's got a couple of guys to beat, can't do it, but gets a huge gain down to the 25-yard line. So that will be a 40-yard pickup on first down. 2 passes, 1 touchdown, 1 40-yarder. Not a bad situation here, and frankly, pretty easy completions for Kane Archer. Those receivers in that set doing a great job opening holes for their fellow teammates. Archer will throw it again, this time outside to his back, and he will try to turn it up at the 20, but he is cut down there as he throws it outside to Cooper Goodwin. Cooper, a guy who also plays a little quarterback as the backup, versatile player, and gets it out to him and can't get a lot out of it. So 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers left and 2 to the right. 3-man front for Shiloh. Going to bring Davis in motion and set up next to him. They're going to do direct snap to Davis, but Shiloh, pretty good response there, I thought, on what turned out to be a trick play. They'll pick up about 4, so it'll bring up 3rd and 5 from the 17-yard line. Bulldogs, though, again in the red zone, threatening with under 7 minutes to go in a 7-7 ball game. They're going to go quickly here with twins right and a single receiver out to the wide side of the field. Quickly outside, caught by Davis, jumps over a defender, and he'll be right at the sticks and go out of bounds. First down, Bulldogs. What an effort there individually, avoiding the tackle by Alexander Salter, and dove at his feet but couldn't quite get him down.
Greenwood does such a great job of getting the ball to their playmakers in space and quickly, and they're making defenders miss. First down right outside the 10 for the Bulldogs.
And there goes Kane Archer off the right side. He will avoid a defender. Another, and into the end zone. Kane Archer breaking 3 tackles. The junior avoids 1 right at the line of scrimmage and a couple more and into the end zone. So poor tackling by Shiloh cost them mightily, and Kane Archer with his 7th rushing touchdown of the season.
He shows he's not just a golden arm in the state of Arkansas. Not 1 but 2 but 3 missed tackles there. Great job by Kane Archer to avoid the defenders. Gets back in the end zone. Greenwood quickly back in front.
I think we shorted him. That might have been 6 if you count it. I had to go back and watch the replay, but there were 6 guys who had a shot at him that could not get him. Extra point is good, and Greenwood takes a 14-7 lead with 6:39 to go. Let's watch that one more time. Incredible, Bobby. So count them up here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, nope, 5, 6. Into the end zone for Kane Archer. That's something.
11 yards, 6 missed tackles there for Shiloh Christian. That's not a key to success, but just the talent of the junior quarterback who was named the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Arkansas yesterday. Got all kinds of big-time offers, and you're starting to see why. He's got the total package and going to be one of the best quarterback prospects we've seen from our state in quite some time.
Absolutely. The answer to the answer there for Greenwood. Landon Franklin kicking it off again, the sophomore. And from a win standpoint, he's working with what there is. Blowing right to left here. If you are looking, it's with Greenwood here. And this will be a returnable kick. Shielding his eyes, the return man at the 10-yard line, out across the 15, the 20 to the sideline, and driven out violently there Thought he had a clean path to the sideline, but Alexander Salter got a rude awakening there as he got to the sideline and drilled down before he could get out of bounds. So that's a tough play. I mean, you're looking back into the sun and trying to shield your eyes like an outfielder, and obviously you don't have a ball cap to pull down over or sunglasses to cover your eyes. So that's a tough situation there, but a pretty good return out to the right side. And this is about where they started their last drive that ended in a touchdown.
So Shiloh Christian is going to have to be balanced. They're going to dominate the time of possession. That's one of the more overrated stats, but they've got to be able to control the clock. If they give Greenwood 10, 12, 14 possessions in a contest, that's not going to be a recipe for success.
Greenwood shifting defensively as Shiloh goes through their motion. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and the Bulldogs look like they were overloaded a little bit on that short side of the field. Didn't know where to go with it as they collapse immediately on the run game. Mason taken down after about a 3-yard gain out to the 25. So 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Saints.
Paul Brixey in on the tackle there along with Archer. Brixey now over 120 stops on the season. He leads the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's the thing. We talk a lot about Cash Archer, but Brixey's their leading tackler coming in. Very productive senior season. Up the middle again. Mason stops short. Only about a yard there, so it'll bring up 3rd and medium.
It's a great job by Archer to take on the lead blocker, shucks him, makes the play in a hole, and now it's 3rd and 6.
So we'll see what Shiloh dials up here. Got to think maybe Bodenstein to the air again. So far today, he's 4 of 5, 63 yards. Pretty good start for him after that 3-and-out on the opening possession. Sends a man in motion. He'll have 3 receivers to the wide side. Now we're going to get a flag. This long or medium 3rd down just became a long 3rd down, I'm guessing.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense.
Well.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Well, 3rd medium just got 3rd and short instead.
Yeah,
so
Greenwood
typically
a little antsy to get into the attack there. Jumped into the neutral zone. Of course, in high school football, as soon as you cross the plane of the football, they blow it dead. 5 free yards for Shiloh.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, Bobby. We haven't touched on it really today, but for those who haven't watched a lot of high school football this year, don't know about the championship rules, do have replay available today as well. In select situations. I was talking to Landon Trusty, who's a longtime high school official, pretty good player back in his day as well, and he was telling me about all the ways it can and can't be used. Kind of a unique situation, but good news is the officials have a good understanding of it. They're going to go right side Mason, and there's a flag coming in late, and that's in the area where you typically see holding. Should be a 1st down if this is not against the Saints, but otherwise it'll bring it back for a 3rd and long probably if it is a hold, and that's typically what you would expect from where that was thrown.
Good look at Shiloh Christian coach Tucker Barnard. He's been a perennial.
Personal foul. Block below the waist on the offense. Penalty be 15 yards from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
Okay, so worse than a 10 yards, a 15-yarder for a block below the waist. So that'll back them way up outside the original line of scrimmage. So now Shiloh's really got its work cut out for him on 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 16 with 5:07 remaining in the first quarter that's been really entertaining. And again, I'm really impressed by the way Shiloh answered after the tough start. And this is a tough situation. We'll see how they handle this situation. Again, I don't know how many plays you've got in for 3rd and 16 against a defense like Greenwood's. One single high safety there in the middle of the field. See what Bodenstein does. He is going to throw here. Out of the pocket he goes. Has a little bit of time. And great defense. And it's going to be a pass interference. I thought he had a pretty good spot there. Brixey got his hand in there, but apparently his other hand was up to no good. And yeah, it looks like he got a hold on the back end as you see the replay there. Pulled the receiver. Really didn't need to. And honestly, if that ball's caught there, it's not a 1st down anyway. So not a great play there by Brixey. A little too aggressive.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
Not an automatic 1st down, so the 15-yard illegal block penalty all the way comes back, and now we're back to 3rd and short, just where we were just a moment ago.
Yeah, give me 15, take 15 back. But yeah, that's a clear pass interference. Good call by the officiating crew there. And so now a 3rd and short. You would think it's Griffin Mason time. We'll see if they decide to go back to him here. Twin receivers out to the left. They're going to motion a receiver in. That is Zane Sluter. They're going to hand it off up the middle and easily get the 1st down out to the 35-yard line. And tough running between the tackles for Mason. Not afraid. And not sure what Mason's plans are going forward. He's obviously got a year left, but he'll be a good prospect. 5'10", 200, tough runner, averaging over 6 yards a carry, over 160 yards per game accounted for between receiving and rushing. So a very, very productive back this year for the Saints. 1st and 10 at the 35. Got 5 defenders along the line of scrimmage. Bodenstein, pump fake, double move, outside, has a man, and just overshot him around the 30-yard line, and he was looking for Carnes, it looks like. Just couldn't quite make the connection out there.
They try the eye candy there, the motion, the back looks like it's going to be a swing pass. They fake that. Receiver tries to run the wheel route behind the Greenwood defense. Had to step on him. Bodenstein just could not hit his intended target, Dalton Carnes. That would have been a big play. Missed throw there by Bodenstein.
Cash Owenby back there in coverage. Did recover pretty well, but again, the connection could have been made. They're going to hand it to Mason, left side behind his blocker. Got drilled down. Big hit by the defender. Kaylor Jasna absolutely laying it right there at the 35-yard line. And so now a 3rd and 10 coming up for Shiloh Christian. That was a big-time hit, not allowing Mason, who I thought was really doing a nice job riding behind his offensive lineman, but could not beat all of those Greenwood defenders who were in the vicinity.
Yes, Jasna shows up with bad intentions, lowers the shoulder on Mason, and now it's another 3rd and long situation for Shiloh's offense.
Bulldogs have to run a defender off, and now they'll go back to work here. They're going to drop an extra defender in the backfield, defensive backfield. Going to try to run a screen. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And I think big number 94, Eddie Costello, got a hand on that one and knocked it away. So it'll bring up punt time for Shiloh Christian. That was impressive.
That was about to be a big play for Shiloh Christian. If that pass is not deflected, they're running a come behind, a wide trail screen to the tight end, and there was lead blockers and not a lot of blue shirts on that side of the field. Greenwood pretty fortunate. 94 gets a hand up and knocks it down.
Champ Davis, the punt returner, standing back around his own 30-yard line, awaiting the punt of Griffin Mason.
You got to feel like they're going to angle this one away from him, Justin.
Yeah, they've used a couple of guys. Cohen Beach has also done some punting for them this year. They're actually going to fake it here. And a big ball down the sideline. He's got a man right there. It's right on the sideline. Was he in? They're going to say yes. What a call by Shiloh Christian. Gutsy from Coach Barnard. That was big time. Holy cow. And that is going to be a huge pickup out to the 41-yard line, of Greenwood. That was a gutsy play. My goodness.
Not only gets 1 foot down, looks like he gets 2 feet down, but what a throw by normally the running back. Griffin Mason takes a huge shot as he delivers the football. Shiloh Christian keeps the offense on the field, now across Greenwood's side of territory.
Sluter on the grab there, and that was not an easy play. Again, when a ball hangs like that, sometimes it can be hard to keep your concentration, especially when the defender is hanging around. It's going to be 24 yards officially. Now they're going to run it again off the right side, pick up a couple of yards inside the 40 to the 39. 3:13 to go in the first quarter, and Shiloh Christian keeping this drive alive, trying to keep pace with this Greenwood offense, which we know can score in a heartbeat. And I think a pretty smart call, gutsy call, though, by Tucker Barnard. I mean, rolling the dice early on here to try to keep pace with Greenwood. 14-7, 2:53 and counting. So far today, Bodenstein, 4 of 7, 63. Mason Griffin's 1 of 1 for 24, 87 yards passing. And Kane Archer's a perfect 4 of 4. Handoff up the middle, nowhere to go initially, and nowhere to go secondarily as the rally by the Greenwood defense steps up and makes the stop.
Great job by Greenwood to stack things up. Cash Owenby there. The first one to start the pile, and again, Shiloh Christian has been living in this 3rd and long situation. They're not winning on 1st and 2nd down. Don't know how sustainable that can be for the Saints offense.
Yeah, that was the first carry of the day for Max Eldridge, or the second carry of the day, excuse me. He's had a couple now on the day. Nothing doing on that one though. Not a lot of room, and really Griffin, their top back, has not had a whole lot of room to work either. His longest run 6 yards, 8 carries for 16 yards total. Griffin Mason, set to the left side. They're going to throw here, and it is going to be complete at the 28-yard line. And again, that is working to Sluter. So a good job by Zane Sluter getting open, and that will be enough for the first down. So Bodenstein, good delivery over there on the right sideline in front of the Greenwood bench. That'll move the chains again for Shiloh Christian.
Radley O'Neal slips and falls coming out of his break there. Makes an easy catch and a first down for Shiloh.
And there is a bad snap over the head of the quarterback. Griffin Mason will go back and try to pick it up. He doesn't do it, and it looks like Greenwood will recover. A huge mistake by Shiloh Christian at a critical point in the game, and with 1:44 to go, Bulldogs will have it all the way over into Shiloh Christian territory.
That one snapped right over the quarterback's head, and Griffin Mason, instead of just diving on the football, tries to one-hand it right on the logo. He's taken out. Greenwood's defense rallies to the football. The first huge break goes way of the Bulldogs defense.
Well, he took a huge shot, too, as he was trying to get back to the ball after he missed it initially. Big mistake there. And then coupled with the fact that they don't cover it. I will say this, I thought Bodenstein did a good job of staying behind and trying to pick up anybody who was trying to chase it down, giving Mason a chance, but he couldn't do it. There goes Archer again, using his legs, 9 yards. They're going to say 8. Dropped down at the 41-yard line. And you talked about it earlier, not just a golden arm quarterback. He has shown that he's pretty darn good with his feet as well. Archer with, again, almost 700 yards rushing this year. And he's got a rushing touchdown where he had 6 tackles missed on the way into the end zone. He's done a great job both on the ground and through the air. Already the favorite, I would think, coming in if his team were to win to be the MVP, and he's off to a darn good start. There's a throw outside, caught again, 5 for 5, and that time his receiver kind of bailed him out. It's a little behind Champ Davis. Good job pulling that one in and able to pick up some positive yardage, enough for the first down to move the chains for Greenwood. And they continue to march deeper into Shiloh territory at the 36-yard line. Going quickly, 1st and 10. Archer with an overload on the left side and stacked receivers to that side as well. He's going to throw it quickly outside. That's an interesting play. It is caught by Champ Davis, and they'll pick up 9 yards. Again, throwing into the boundary there, and a catch and quick throw. A lot of traffic around there, Bobby, but pretty gutsy play and well designed. It worked out perfectly.
It's almost the new version of the triple option. It looks like quarterback run. If that defense sucks into him, flip it out to Champ Davis, who's wide open in the flats. Another first down for Greenwood.
Archer still has not missed a pass on the day. Now he'll send a receiver in motion. 4 receivers out to the right side. We'll see if they throw it underneath again. Nope, Archer's going to pull it down and run left side. No, throw late over the middle, caught, and drop down around the 15-yard line.
What a great job by Archer, rolling it to his left, his non-throwing side, but he sets his feet, squares the shoulders, and delivers a strike back across his body to 88, Britton Hosley, and another first down for Greenwood.
Yeah, a junior wide receiver, Hosley, good time, big-time catch there. Handoff, and that time Shiloh Christian tackling the back, but Archer kept it up the middle for a short gain down to the 10-yard line. So a good ball fake there, resulting in a tackling of the running back, but Archer kept it himself. It goes forward for a couple of yards.
They just come at you from so different directions, and that's a prime example of trying to find the way to get the ball to Davis, number 2 for Greenwood. They line him up in the backfield a ton. They'll try to find different ways to get him the football. That time they used the play fake. Archer does a nice job of just picking up 1.
Archer 7 of 7. So far today, he's got Goodwin set to his right side. He's going to throw here again, rolling right, looking, directing traffic, throwing late to the sideline around the 5-yard line. It's complete to Carnes again, who had a touchdown earlier today. 9 seconds remaining. We'll see if they stop the clock on the out of bounds. If they do, they'll have one more play here at least in the first quarter. That was a great patient play there by Kane Archer. Again, getting guys to move, and then he finds the open receiver on the sideline. And so it will be, the clock stopped here, so 9 seconds remaining, and it will be 3rd and 3.
What that also does is that prevents from taking another hit on the body. Just dump it out. Receiver gets out of bounds. Keep the drive moving.
Goodwin up the middle will pick up the first down, but not get the touchdown. Right around the 2-yard line. That'll be enough to make it 1st and goal for Greenwood, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. So an entertaining first 12 minutes, 14-7 Greenwood after the first quarter, and Greenwood will be threatening to start the second quarter when we return. And they just realized the clock ran out, I think. So that will finally end it. We'll take a timeout. Greenwood after 1, 14-7 lead over the Shiloh Christian Saints. And they will have a chance to extend that lead when we come back. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.
First responders put their lives on the line for us every single day. And in uncertain times, we lean on these heroes to help restore stability. As a key component of a strong community, you will find stability at the core of Centennial Bank. Here, we believe in supporting those that help provide a safe and secure community for us to thrive in. Your financial safety and security should not be overlooked. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Attention sports enthusiasts. Get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
This is the end of the road for football season, but the guys that play on the hardwood, they're just getting warmed up.
Here comes Gabe. He's going to slam it home. Send it inside. Good passing. And look at the pedal.
Before you know it, they'll be invading Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs for the Centennial Bank State Basketball Finals. 12 championship games in 3 days. Mid-March is going to be electric. Tip-off is set for March 13th, and it's going to run all weekend long. For all the ways to watch, just log on myarpbs.org/sports. Arkansas PBS likes to celebrate success off the field as well as on it. In tonight's Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars, Magnus Golden from Russellville. The defensive end fullback combo is a 3.8 GPA from Russellville. His plans to, in the future, attend college and play football while also working to earn a degree in engineering. Congratulations to Magnus Golden, tonight's Arkansas PBS Student All-Star.
14-7, and Greenwood threatening here to start second quarter action. Kane Archer has a back set to his left, and he will follow him right into the end zone. So 2 rushing touchdowns for the outstanding quarterback from Greenwood, and the lead extended now to 20-7 with the extra point pending.
I think the one thing that jumps out to me that now we've played a quarter in just 4 seconds is the efficiency of this Greenwood offense. There's no wasted moments, no wasted motions. They just run straight ahead there. Easy touchdown run for Archer, but ball hasn't touched the ground. It's methodical, Justin.
Good job on the hold there for Greenwood, and Franklin's extra point is up and good. And the holder today, Blaze McDaniel, the junior defensive back, doubling as the holder. Good job. The snap was just a hair high, brought it down for the extra point. 21-7, 4 seconds into the second quarter. Kane Archer today, folks, as advertised. I don't know what you were expecting, but my goodness, what an impressive performance so far. 8 of 8 for 99 yards, 1 touchdown. And he's also run it 4 times for 22 yards and 2 scores. So, again, kind of what we have been getting from him all year, just picking up where he left off. And sometimes you wonder, gee, will guys wilt under the pressure of the big stage? And Kane Archer's not that kind of guy, doesn't look like.
You know, in state championship game MVP last year, so this is not new to him. You feel like someone at some point in your season you're going to have a bad drive. Not a bad game, maybe a bad drive, and that just doesn't happen for Greenwood. A lot of that has to do with their system. There's a lot of, I'm not going to call them easy throws, but extended handoffs that kind of start the drive. Well, they've shown this year they're willing to throw the football down the field, but Shiloh Christian is dropping their defensive backs off right now, and that's allowing those easy swing passes to the receivers, and those guys are getting some blocks from their other receiving core and creating big plays.
Greenwood will kick it off, and they're going to the sideline. This one should go out of bounds and does. So a mistake there by Greenwood, not giving Shiloh a chance to get back into it. I was just about to say, if Shiloh Christian wants to hang in here, maybe a big special teams play can help spark something. And Greenwood said, nope, not even going to give you the opportunity here. We'll just go ahead and kick it out of bounds and take that opportunity away. So they're happy to go out there and play defense, even on a little shorter field here, it looks like.
Shiloh Christian needs to get the running game going with Griffin Mason. 8 carries, just 16 yards. Does have the 1 touchdown, but well below his season average, averaging only 2 yards a carry in this contest. Got to find a way to get 18 involved in the offense.
Bodenstein will set the offense. He has a running back set to his left with 3 receivers on the outside. He's looking that way. Now going back to the right. Down the right sideline has a man. One-handed catch at the 35-yard line. Spectacular going up for the grab. Oh, my goodness. How about Zane Sluter with the grab? That was incredible. Well covered and a one-handed grab for the big first down and the big gain for Shiloh Christian. And it seems like, again, every time it looks like things are slipping away, they find a way to come up with something special. An incredible catch, and he absolutely held on to it. They go quickly, and a nice run up the middle, and a big gain on first down there.
What about the play of the sophomore quarterback, Jake Bodenstein, for Shiloh Christian? They're just finding ways to move the pocket. That time delivers a perfect strike. The sophomore not looking like one. He's up to the challenge so far.
Cohen Beach on the run on that last play. Now it's second and short and into the sideline. And boy, a late push there along the sideline. That could have easily been a flag. I'm surprised one did not come out there as they drove him into the sideline. Griffin Mason, I thought he was into the white. I'd like to see the replay there. And that was very, very close. Greenwood very aggressive, and my goodness, yeah, that's right on the line there. Yep. Boy, very close, and they do not throw the flag. He does get the first down, though, so 1st and 10 for Shiloh Christian. Twin receivers right and left for Bodenstein. He'll call for it, looking left, stepping up, Rolling out. Can he get away? He does, but he runs right into another defender, and down he goes. Greenwood meets at the quarterback. The pressure coming up the middle initially, and then he is not able to get away from a couple more Greenwood defenders who descend upon him.
It's a great play by Bodenstein to keep that play alive. Avoids Archer in the backfield. He still loses 2, but that had disaster written all over it. Archer was there 7 or 8 yards deep. Great job of creating something out of nothing.
Cody Johnson, the defensive lineman, one of the players in the mix there on the sack. And again, that was by committee, but bringing him down and putting them behind the sticks here on a 2nd and 13 on the 27-yard line of Greenwood. Currently, Greenwood up by 2 scores, 21-7. Got a motion. Griffin Mason across the formation, looking right, throwing outside, nearly intercepted. Good defense, knocked away by the defender for Greenwood. That was Radley O'Neal, senior defensive back. Perfectly played there.
Yep,
Intended target was Sluter again, and timed that one up perfectly.
That's a really good job. Might have had the backhand kind of tucked around the receiver, but does a great job with the right hand to get a hand in there, knock it away. And again, another 3rd and long situation for Shiloh.
Kind of think this is 4-down territory here, Bobby.
The way that first extra point looked, I kind of got to agree with you.
3rd and 13, yeah. That one may have been partially blocked. I didn't get a good look at the replay, but 3rd and 13 on the 27 with the ball in the middle of the field in a critical moment for Shiloh Christian. Need to at least pick up something here against this 4-man front. It's a 4-2-5 defense right now for Shiloh Christian. It looks like we're making a timeout.
Delay a game maybe as well. Yep.
Okay, well, hard just got harder.
5-yard penalty.
How about 3rd down and 18 now? And that'll push him back to the 32.
You want to see a defense pin their ears back now. Find number 7 and 15 for Greenwood. That's going to be Hannah and Archer. When they line up on the 2 edges, they're going to be just pinning their ears back and trying to get after the quarterback.
Empty backfield. Bodenstein, good protection here. Pump fakes over the middle, caught at the 20-yard line, and cut down there around the 17 is his target, Carter Henley. His first catch, had 7 coming in on the season, and I thought a good patient play there. You figured pressure was coming, and boy, I really liked the way that the quarterback, the sophomore, hung in there and delivered the pass on point to give them a shot here on a 4th and manageable. 4th and 3 now from the 17 for Shiloh Christian. Desperately want to keep this drive alive, down 2 scores with under 10 to go in the 2nd quarter. Bodenstein will throw, has time again, over the middle, caught around the 7-yard line. Going down for the grab is Sluter again, and this guy's come up with some huge catches. He was the recipient on a fake punt earlier, and that time over the middle, getting it and getting down for the 1st down. So now 1st and goal, overcoming long odds. Nice job here by the Saints, keeping this drive alive in a big situation with under 10 to go. Greenwood looks confused defensively. Shiloh handing it off. They'll get inside the 5-yard line, and that was Griffin Mason again.
Greenwood definitely had problems lining up there and allowed Griffin Mason to barrel his way forward. And now 2nd goal from the 4.
Mason in there again, will get it again, up the middle and into the end zone goes Griffin Mason for the score. Griffin Mason, his 2nd touchdown of the day, his 10th carry of the day. Not a lot of yards to account for, but that was a huge drive to keep alive, and give Bodenstein a ton of credit there with his work, hanging in the pocket, delivering passes on point, and allowing his running back to finish the drive off to make it a 1-score game.
You think as many times as Shiloh's been behind the chains that there's no way they can continue to sustain these drives, but that was a great 3rd down pass. They pick up 15 when they needed 18, gave them a chance to go for it on 4th down, and then all of a sudden you find your receiver right in that slot. Bodenstein's looked really, really impressive in this first half, 36 yards, giving Shiloh a chance.
PAT is good. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching the 6A state championship game presented by Centennial Bank on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Collectors, pickers, antiquers, and thrifters of the natural state. What's your latest or potentially greatest discovery? Hi, I'm Kate Askew, books, photography, and paper goods evaluator for Arkansas Treasures. See what your find is worth at the Arkansas Treasures Season 2 Evaluation and Taping event. Learn how you can donate to get your tickets now at myarpbs.org/Arkansas Treasures.
Sports is so important to this state and the fabric of the state, and I appreciate Arkansas PBS doing all the state title games, and that makes it available for not just the fans in Central Arkansas, South Arkansas, but fans around the entire state. I can only think of the kids in small towns, and this is the biggest moment maybe in their sports careers, and they have that keepsake of having that game on TV to have with them the rest of their lives.
All right, 9 plays, 65 yards, a huge answer by Shiloh Christian, and it was capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run for Griffin Mason, their big, important back. Again, not a lot of yards, 11 for 28, but a couple of touchdowns. Impressive, and a big answer there to make it 21-14. Greenwood in the lead. Let's head down and check in with Tyler on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, I was standing over by the Shiloh defensive huddle during that drive, and the message there was clear. Get us the ball back. Greenwood's not a team that makes a lot of mistakes, but 2/3 of their turnovers all season long came in that first game against Shiloh Christian. The Shiloh defense really thinks they need to get at least one of those today to keep them sticking around.
Well, now Shiloh gets to work with the wind, but it looks like it's died down as we look at the American flag to the north. Kickoff will be returnable from the 10 out across the 20, the 25, and the returner cut down there at the 25-yard line. Good job there by the coverage unit, and a return by Scott Holland, the wide receiver we talked about a little bit earlier. Got what he could, and Kane Archer, I don't think too worried about starting field position the way things are operating offensively for the Bulldogs.
You can start in your own 20 or the opposing 14. Greenwood's going to find a way to put it in the end zone. They're 3 for 3 on touchdown drives, but they've got to now answer the blow. Shiloh Christian has responded back with a punch of their own. I'll see what Greenwood's offense has on their 4th possession.
Well, Archer has figured in each one of the touchdowns, a pass and 2 runs. He's going to run here on first down, right into traffic, and he's buried down from behind. And Poland on the tackle there, coming in behind him and taking him down to the ground. Good job there by Aiden Poland. Plays some defensive line, a little running back as well on occasion. And Archer in this offense with a 2nd and 8 upcoming here, just shy of the 30-yard line.
They haven't tried to take a shot down the field. A lot of that's been dictated on Shiloh Christian dropping 2, and now they've got a 3-high safety look.
Going to motion a man to the right side. They'll roll the pocket that way. Looking back, Archer in trouble, and did he throw it forward? Is that a fumble? If it's a fumble, it'll be back to the line of scrimmage. If they mark it down, if it's an incomplete pass, it will be back there anyway as well. Although it would actually be better for Greenwood if it's incomplete. They're going to discuss it and figure this one out. You tell me. We'll look at the replay here. Really good pressure by the Tulsa signee. Hudson Ball coming in there and making a play, fending off the blocker and grabbing the jersey. And I think that's a fumble. I don't know how you call that an incomplete pass.
Eligible receiver in the area.
They're going to say pass and incomplete.
Yeah.
With an eligible receiver. Yeah.
I don't know that a fumble would have gone that far forward. I mean, we're looking at 7 or 8 yards, and I think he was trying to flip it that direction. The ball got back to the line of scrimmage. So lucky break for Greenwood, even though it is the first incomplete pass against Archer this afternoon.
I talked to Hudson Ball earlier this season, saw him in a game when they played at Little Rock Christian, won a really good ball game. 44-40, I think, was the final in that one. And I talked to him after the game. I was so impressed with his play. And I asked him what his plan was, and he was heading to UNLV at that point, Bobby. Decided to flip late and decided to head over to Tulsa, going back to Oklahoma. There's a great pass over the middle, caught at the 40, across the 45. Another completion by Kane Archer to Champ Davis, and the junior continuing to make plays in the receiving game. Came in with 75 receptions, 21 touchdowns, and that's his 5th grab of the day.
Just kind of left wide open in the slot there. Does a nice job finding a hole in the zone. And Greenwood quickly out near midfield.
Yeah, Beach, the safety going down there, kind of slipped and fell and made things a little bit easier for the Greenwood passing attack. Archer outside, low throw, and ladies and gentlemen, stop the presses. We have an incompletion. I repeat, we have a Kane Archer incompletion.
Doesn't happen often. You know, Greenwood is going to a little bit of a wind. It started to pick up here at War Memorial Stadium, but that's a throw you expect him to make 99 out of 100, and that time just short arms it. Hits the turf, and Greenwood now faces second and long.
8:11 to go, and Archer in the offense now. Yeah, as Bobby just mentioned, second and long upcoming here, 2nd and 10. Leading 21-14.
First play for Greenwood today that didn't pick up at least a yard.
9 of 11 now. Archer's actually missed twice today, but right at that 82% mark that he's had all season long.
Both of them on this drive. He avoids the sack, and they call it.
Prior to the snap, off false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Previous spot, remains second down.
All right, so it'll back him up on the false start. So things not going very well here the last couple of plays for Greenwood, 2nd and 15. But again, their talent can overcome a lot of missteps. That we've seen repeatedly.
Protection's been really, really good for Greenwood as well. Shiloh Christian content with rushing just 4. We'll see if they bring any extra pressure here on 2nd and 15.
Archer with twins left and right. 5-man front. Now they're going to back one away over the middle, and he's got it caught at the 40. 35-30, and down inside the 30-yard line. A strike by Kane Archer, and finds Cooper Bland, the wide receiver, over the middle. His 15th catch of the season. He's got 6 touchdowns on now 15 catches for the season. Pretty good ratio there, Bobby. Very effective receiver when he does get it. Here's a reverse by the Bulldogs. Going to go inside the 30, and a nice hurdle there. We've seen some impressive hurdling ability by Champ Davis. I don't know if he runs track or not, but I think he'd be pretty good in the 110s.
Back to the big play. You get Cooper Bland running right down the seam. Maybe Greenwood's found something in the Shiloh defense. That's right down the hash has been a problem on this drive.
Raggio and a running back. They're going to go outside again. Another hurdle by Champ Davis, and this one will net him a few yards inside the 15-yard line, and that's enough for the first down. Move the chains again. 1st and 10 for Greenwood at the Shiloh Christian 14-yard line. 7:20 to go.
Champ Davis, just a junior. They feel like he's going to be a high D1 prospect at receiver for the Bulldogs, and you can see the connection between he and Archer.
5'10", 185. He is a talented guy. You can definitely see him playing some slot. There's Raggio busting it out to the left side. He's going to go into the end zone for a 13-yard touchdown. Wesley Raggio, his 14th scoring run of the season, the leading rusher for this team, other than Kane Archer, so second leading rusher overall. 63 carries for 438, 13 touchdowns coming in, and that was good blocking up front. They walled it off, and he makes a couple of guys miss and out to the edge and into the end zone to extend the lead for Greenwood with 7:09 remaining. And we talked about it. It doesn't matter where they get the football. They are dangerous. They can overcome penalties. It's just so much to contend with if you're a defense. And now they're 4 for 4 on scores.
The jump cut there, not once but twice from Raggio. And we talk about Archer. We've talked about this receiving core for Greenwood. A lot of times the running game is missed in this aspect of the offense. And Wesley Raggio proving why. Hey, you can't forget about me. Scampers in untouched. And Greenwood's back up 2 scores.
It was an 8-play, 74-yard drive and a 13-yard touchdown. Caps it off for Raggio. Let's head down the sideline, check in with Tyler.
Yeah, you can mention Champ Davis, a couple big plays on that drive, and it's a little bit of redemption for the junior. He was the return man on that Shiloh successful fake punt, and the Greenwood coaching staff was not too happy with him. They thought he should have done a better job playing safety. He just got high fives and hugs after that touchdown for the role he played on that drive.
All right, 7:09. Shiloh's had the answers for the most part today. Let's see if they can do it again coming up on this one. And again, it's just so tough because it's just like gasoline on a fire. Greenwood just keeps finding a way to put the ball in the end zone. It's so difficult to keep pace. Shiloh with all the pressure on them. Short kickoff. This will be returnable from the 16-yard line. Out across the 20, 25, and a swarm of Greenwood tacklers meet Griffin Mason there. This guy does it all, doesn't he? I mean, my goodness, he punts, he runs, he catches, he returns. I mean, this fella's going to be pretty darn tired on the drive home.
Kaylor Jasna makes the play on special teams, and that's the one thing you'll notice on this Greenwood unit. A lot of starters on defense also play on special teams. They don't give those guys downs off. They know how critical it is, the kicking game is.
So Bodenstein will set the offense. Mason in at running back. And will motion a receiver inside now. They're going to hand it off to Mason out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. About a 2-yard pickup, so 2nd and 8 coming up.
Great job by Hannah, 15 for Greenwood to set the edge there, force that back in, allow the troops to rally and make the play and limit that to a short gain.
2nd and 8 with 6:42 clock running. You know, Shiloh would love to get a score here and then not give Greenwood a whole lot of time to work. They do have a little longer drives typically. They did have a drive that went under 3 minutes earlier, though, that ended in a score. There's a handoff up the middle. Not a ton of room to run, but enough to pick up a few yards there for Chandler Kemp between the tackles.
That's what we're seeing a lot from the Shiloh Christian offense. They just can't get a lot going. 8 yards is the biggest gain of the contest up to this point on now 18 carries. Now they're locked in another 3rd and medium 3rd to long.
That's my mistake. That was Mason again, actually, coming from the outside, and they hand it off up the middle to him. Bodenstein's got a man wide open, and that is at the 40, the 30, the 20. Can he get to the end zone? He will get there. I was one play ahead. Chandler Kemp on the reception, not the previous run. Touchdown Saints. The answer again, but pretty quickly to make it 28-20 with 5:58 remaining. That was a beautifully designed play. Had Greenwood completely fooled. He was wide open and right on the money for Bodenstein. And, you know, I talked to Kevin Kelly a couple of times about this kind of thing. When you've got sort of your throws where you got to put it right on the money deep, one where you sort of want to put it in between where the guy has to maybe slope a little bit, but you want to make sure you get the completion. And, you know, one where you sort of throw it up for grabs where you know he's not going to get any yards after catch. That was kind of in the middle there, and I thought it was perfectly delivered. Had to slow up a little bit, but you want to make sure you get that completion made because it's an automatic big gain, and then obviously he turns it into a touchdown.
Yeah, first with the play design was perfect. They faked the bubble screen. The Greenwood defense sucks up with it, and all of a sudden you're left one-on-one, and you're exactly right. It's really easy to overthrow a wide-open receiver, so Bodenstein takes a little off. Chandler Kemp able to run underneath it, and he does the rest. They go 67 to the house, and again, another big answer. Shiloh Christian are with 240 yards of offense.
Yeah, we thought the 245 drive the last time was quick. This one goes 111, 71 yards, just 3 plays, and a ton of time left for Greenwood to try to answer.
UAMS provides orthopedic care, sports medicine expertise, therapy, and support to athletic programs, organizations, and events across the state. UAMS Orthopedics and Sports Medicine clinics conveniently located throughout Central and Northwest Arkansas.
5:58 to go. Here comes the kick from Shiloh Christian. Going to blow it dead, though. Trying to figure out what happened here, and it looks like may have been offsides. Don't see that very often. Are you going to reset, or are we just going to... Do we have a penalty? I don't see a flag out there. Nope, there's the flag. Okay.
They're just going to re-tee it.
Yep. Okay.
Might not have been set.
Yeah, no infraction, I guess. Working, again, with the wind. It's picking up again a little bit here, so advantage to the Saints. Greenwood shifting. They're going to actually kick it to the left sideline. And that'll be returnable from the 25 across the 30, 35, out across the 40. Nice return by Grant Carnes, and a heads-up play there. He saw exactly what Shiloh Christian was planning to do. He shifted over, moved one of his teammates, got in position, and a nice return there for Greenwood to put them in great field position to start this drive. That was a really mature heads-up play there, I thought, by the Bulldog.
Yeah, I understand what Shiloh Christian's trying to do, but you don't want to give it to that guy. Of all players, don't kick it to number 3, an instant playmaker, and Carnes sets up Greenwood in great field position.
Greenwood 207 yards of offense. Shiloh Christian 242. And speaking of Carnes, catch and tackle there made just shy of the 50-yard line, but it'll be about a 6 or 7 yard pickup. Make it 6 on first down.
75 catches on the season for Carnes. He's a preferred walk-on for the Razorbacks. He's a really good player. I think if an in-state school wants to pull the trigger on him, they got a chance to go out and get a really good slot receiver.
Bunch set to the wide side, and now they're going to empty the backfield. Goodwin going out there to be the 4th receiver. They're looking that way. They'll throw out there. It's caught out across midfield. And there goes Hudson Ball again, making the tackle after a short gain. It'll be shy of the first down, but it'll bring up 3rd and very short here for the Greenwood Bulldogs. Can Shiloh Christian finally get off the field here and stop Greenwood short of the end zone? We'll see. It's going to be a Kane Archer run, If they do, it won't be after that play because that's enough to move the sticks again for Greenwood with just over 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
They didn't get much, but they didn't need much. The offensive line gets just enough of a push. Archer uses that 6'2 frame, leans forward, moves the chains, fresh set of downs.
Archer 5 for 24 on the ground, 2 touchdowns today, and 12 of 14 through the air for 164 in a score. Greenwood trailing in the total yardage, but leading on the scoreboard 28-21.
14-yard drives to do that to you.
Yeah. 4-yard front, outside, caught, and slipping 1 tackle, but then falling down is Champ Davis. Pretty good reaction there by the Shiloh Christian defense, dropping him down.
The one thing, if you're Shiloh Christian, you say, okay, what can we fix? It's allowing yards after catch. Obviously, that's what the Greenwood offense has been built. But how many times have we seen Davis and Carnes break a tackle and make a play?
And there's a big run up off the right side. That's Kane Archer right around the 30-yard line. And that'll be another first down for the Bulldogs. He's had a couple of times gotten that jersey ripped off the shoulder pad. He is not afraid to mix it up in the run game. 3 receivers now will shift. He also shifted Goodwin from right to left. Pressure coming from Shiloh. Archer rolling left, throwing outside. It's caught at the 30, 25, 20, 10, and down inside the 10 near the 5-yard line goes Carnes. An interesting looking play. We've seen a couple of those where the quarterback's on the move, flips a pass to a teammate. Very creative offensively for Chris Young and this Greenwood Bulldogs offense. Pressure right in the face of Kane Archer as well. You see it coming right up the middle, and he's able to flip it outside right before the pressure gets to him. Handoff. No, Archer will keep it. Another rushing touchdown for the Gatorade Player of the Year. Make it 3 today, including an additional passing touchdown. Kane Archer is having himself an afternoon.
He's having an afternoon, and going back to the play that set up the touchdown run, it's just a long option play. You go one-on-one. If the defense sucks in on Archer, you've got a receiver, and that time it was Grant Cards just left wide open. Flip it out there. You set up a 1st and goal situation, and Archer does the rest.
7 plays, 57 yards, under 2 minutes. So these two are exchanging blows, and we've got an injured player down, it looks like, in the end zone. But it has been a quick strike for both teams the last few minutes of this particular half. So we've got we're right at 4 minutes left in this first half, 34-21. We'll have to wait on the extra point with the injury. Let's go ahead and take a timeout with Greenwood leading. We'll keep it here. Actually got him up. And Adam looks like he's struggling a little bit, though. Maybe a lower leg injury going off the field with a little bit of help. And that's an offensive lineman for Greenwood. That is Landon Billy, the junior. But he's okay.
Chris Young had had so much success. Obviously, he succeeds Rick Jones, and the dynasty just keeps rolling in Sebastian County out in western Arkansas. Greenwood, trying to win another state championship. The offense is rolling. But these two teams are just, as you just said, Justin, trading blows. We're already over 500 yards of combined offense.
Well, in addition to being the head football coach, Chris Young's also now the AD at Greenwood, and Tucker Barnard, AD and football coach at Shiloh. So these guys pulling some double duty, lots of responsibilities, but turns out their primary job as football coach, they're doing a pretty darn good job.
They're not bad at that, right?
Well, I'm sure they're pretty good ADs too.
Both these teams in the finals for at least the 3rd straight year.
Well, I don't have all the information in front of me, but I think it's safe to say that these are not the only successful programs from these two schools.
No, they're certainly not. Shiloh Christian won a volleyball championship this year. Greenwood, 3-peat girls basketball the last few years.
Extra point after the delay is up and good. And again, Greenwood now 5 for 5 on drives today. Looked like Shiloh might have a chance to get off the field defensively, but couldn't stop the drive. Greenwood, when they need to, they can piece it together with a yard or two here or there, but they are explosive the majority of the time, and they extend the lead to 14. 35-21, exactly 4 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Can they keep up? We knew what Greenwood can do. They weren't able to do it the first time they played. These two teams really back and forth. Shiloh Christian did a great job of creating turnovers. Tyler mentioned that early in their first meeting. Greenwood's protecting the football. How many bullets does Shiloh Christian have in the chamber? Can they go touchdown for touchdown? Not many teams can do that with Greenwood. Shiloh Christian certainly going to have to keep the pedal down with their offense. I really do feel like they've got to limit the number of touches, because if they give up 10, 12 possessions to Greenwood, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, this is an offense that averages 332 yards passing, 151 yards rushing, and they are right on pace to either meet or surpass that here in this game today. Kickoff coming for Greenwood, and again short and returnable, and fumbled on the return, and we got a scramble for it. This may be big time trouble for Shiloh Christian at the 30-yard line, but no, immediately coming in, Mark Wallace says it is Shiloh Christian football. Boy, they avoided a disastrous moment there, but that was a really well delivered kick, and again, they're working against the wind, maybe killed that ball a little bit, tough to field, and Shiloh Christian very fortunate to come away with that one. Now, the good news for them is they've still got plenty of time to go down and score. 3:57. I mean, heck, they could score a couple of times in the amount of time we've got here. But they've got all 3 timeouts to work with as well. You know, they'd like to have a nice, long, extended drive here and put it in the end zone to get within a score again before the half. Man will motion outside. 3 receivers that way. Bodenstein will throw it down the left sideline, looking for his number 1 target, the 40, 30. Can he stay in bounds at the 20? All the way to the house. Touchdown, 70 yards.
They're going to say
Chandler Kemp.
They're going to say he stepped out of bounds all the way back at the 27. He was flirting with that sideline, and the whistle comes in late. Of course, all plays are reviewable, but if they blow it dead on the field and say he steps out of bounds, that's where this play is going to be blown dead.
Oh, my goodness. And the thing it's unfortunate for Shiloh Christian is he absolutely did not need to step out of bounds.
He stepped out of bounds a couple times.
There was nobody that had a shot at him. If he would have just come back into a couple of steps towards the middle of the field, he would have been able to take it to the house without any issue whatsoever. So just not a very good field awareness there, but a heck of a play by Chandler Kemp, who was doing everything he can to keep his team in it. Bodenstein rolling right, Kemp on the right side being held. They throw it underneath. Griffin Mason takes a huge shot, tackled down right around the 24-yard line. That was a big collision over there.
Kaylor Jasna has come to play. You can find him. He's wearing the orange cleats out there. He's giving up a lot of LBs, but he just lowers the shoulder and drives Mason into the turf.
Well, that was a heck of a play there, because he was on another guy, came off of him to make that play. That was a big-time play there. Very good anticipation and a big-time hit in the process. Under 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Saints. Bodenstein will throw. Looking right. Goes underneath, incomplete. I think he wanted that wheel route. Well covered, though, by Greenwood. So he goes to the underneath receiver, and he couldn't find Dalton Carnes.
They were trying to get Mason on the wheel route. You're exactly right. Great job from Greenwood's linebacker, 16, Zach Edwards, to recognize that and forces the throw underneath. And now it's incomplete, 3rd and 7.
2:51, clock stops on the incompletion. And obviously, again, a big possession here for Shiloh Christian. And if they can somehow find their way to the end zone, can the defense get a stop over the last couple of minutes? Bodenstein will move the pocket, rolling left, stepping up, throwing late. A lot of contact over there, and no flag comes out. Wow. So there was maybe a hold, but they don't throw the flag as Chandler Kemp was trying to shake loose of 2 Bulldog defenders. Could not do it.
I think both sides wanted to hold. Greenwood's yelling they're holding 7. Archer on the defensive line. Shiloh Christian's arguing they're holding the receiver. Both go uncalled.
TJ Dobbins, one of the defenders, back in coverage. Good enough to prevent the completion. And now 4th and 7. And what do you dial up here? They've had a couple of guys shake loose completely, wide open against this Bulldog defense. And again, remember, this is a defense that has not given up a single point in the postseason. 2 shutouts so far, and Shiloh Christian giving them all they want. That time, open receiver down the sideline, can't make the connection. Bodenstein just overshoots Grant Carnes. And so it will be a turnover on downs back to Greenwood, and with 2:41 to go, plenty of time for the Bulldogs to add to a 35-21 lead.
Yeah, had the receiver open, the defender kind of stumbled, just overshoots his man just a little bit, and Slider not able to make the play, and all of a sudden an empty possession for Shiloh Christian. Even though they controlled some clock, they give up the football with 2:41 left, and Greenwood's got a chance to add to this 2-touchdown lead.
First matchup 28-17. This matchup 35-21. So we're getting a little more fireworks today here on Championship Saturday. Play action. Archer will keep it off the right side. Breaks a couple of tackles, and then he's turned around, twisted around, and down he goes at the 25. That was a long way to run for 1 yard.
Keeps the play alive and does a nice job of making a couple defenders miss, but Shiloh Christian just continues to stretch it out. And you're right, that's a long way to run. 35-40 yards to pick up 1 in the stat column.
2nd and 9 upcoming for Greenwood. In no rush, looking to the sideline. And now they'll settle in. Raggio in at running back, set to the left side of Kane Archer with 3 receivers right and a single receiver left. He's going to empty the backfield now. Raggio, one of 4 receivers right. They're going to throw it outside. It is caught.
Convoy.
And Carnes off to the races, and down the sideline he goes, and he will take it all the way to the house. 75 yards just like that. Greenwood to the end zone again. We got a flag way back here at the 43, though. Did they get a hold as he went down the field? We'll find out.
It was just a numbers game there for Greenwood. They motion the extra receiver out, and all of a sudden it's a screen, and Carnes picks up the extra block and goes untouched up the sideline. We'll see if this call stands, though.
Both teams look like they're going to.
Result of the play is a touchdown.
Okay.
We have unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 9 on the offense. Penalty be enforced on the kickoff.
Okay, number 9 on the offense for Greenwood. That is Braden Brewer.
I think they might have got the number.
Yeah, I think so too. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know why you'd have a second quarterback in there. Kane Archer's all they need.
Yeah.
Quarterback. I think they're covered there. But no matter, it's 41-21. And here's the only bit of salve to the wound is that Shiloh Christian will have plenty of time to get the ball back and maybe mount another scoring drive with 1:50 to go. Just when you think this half's going to come to an end, we just get another firework play. I mean, it's crazy.
And it may be big for Shiloh Christian. Of course, there's a lot of football left in this contest, but you remember Greenwood gets football to start the second half, and they are now 6 for 6 on touchdown drives. You got to find a way to slow down the juggernaut that is the Bulldog unit, because they are churning up yards and points, 340 yards, and now make it 42 points on the board.
1:50 remaining here in the first half. Doubled up now, Greenwood over Shiloh Christian. So if they have any shot, you think they got to do something here. 2 plays, 76 yards, and obviously the damage done on that 75-yarder, the flip out to Grant Carnes, who takes it to the house. And Archer now 267. Carnes having a pretty good half as well. So pretty impressive day so far. Carnes with 5 for 126. And you got Champ Davis over there with 8 for 96.
Coming up at the half, we've got David Basil and Christina Munoz back in the Arkansas PBS studios. They're going to introduce you to a Special Olympics cheer team in Siloam Springs that went all the way to the finals, plus a lot more, including the Arkansas PBS Student All-Star Team. Stick around. Fantastic Arkansas storytelling coming up on the Arkansas PBS Halftime Show.
I mean, what do you do, Bobby? I mean, there's just so much to contend with. Archer running, Archer throwing. I mean, there's just too many weapons for him, and they are so explosive.
You can tell that Shiloh Christian is trying to say, okay, we're going to give you the screen game. We're going to rally to the football and make a play. The problem is they're allowing a lot of yards after contact, a lot of yards after catch, and that time you don't get a hand on Carnes. I think you're going to have to press up defensively, and that's just going to open up things down the field.
Well, they're doing a great job of getting a hat on a hat. Those receivers are, and blocking for him. Let's not sleep on that part of this as well. There's a kickoff return out across the 40. About the best field position to start a drive for Shiloh Christian. So that's just what they needed with 1:44 to go in the half. A little shorter field doesn't hurt. 42-21. Let's, before we get going here, jump down to the sideline, get an injury update from Tyler.
Yeah, guys, you saw offensive lineman Landon Billy go down on the touchdown before that one for Greenwood. He's still in the tent, but his parents just came down. I heard him talking with them. He said they're going to wrap it up tight, and then I'm going to try and go.
All right, well, that's good news. Shiloh Christian will try to answer now. Bodenstein in at quarterback. Eldridge, the running back, set to his left side. Bodenstein will throw on first down, looking left, throwing left, has a man down the field, overshot him, got his receiver turned all the way around there. And that was Chandler Kemp again, who's been his #1 go-to guy today, and understandably so. That's a dangerous weapon out there. Just couldn't quite make the connection. And I think they were just crossed up on what the route was supposed to be. And with 1:39, no harm done, 2nd and 10 upcoming.
They're getting a lot of one-on-one matchups. That time Greenwood brought a safety over the top, but you like the odds of good scoring one-on-one for Shiloh. That time couldn't connect.
Receiver sets up over the left side. They're going to hand it off to the left side, and coming in behind. Great job by Greenwood's defense. Great recognition, and coming in behind to make the play is Gage Hanna. You mentioned him earlier. Again, there's a couple of guys that get a lot of headlines here for this defense, and Hanna doing a nice job there coming off the edge. Great anticipation for the tackle there.
He recognizes that's going to be a read. Doesn't have to worry about quarterback containment because Bodenstein's not really a threat to run the football. He just stays narrow to the line, dips the shoulder, makes the play in the backfield, drops Shiloh Christian for a couple-yard loss. But now you got to pay attention. Of course, Greenwood only one timeout. You don't pick up a first down here, you're threatening to give the football back to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do. Carter Henley in the backfield, set to the left side for Bodenstein. Try to get him to jump, and I think we did get movement by Greenwood. That may be 5 free yards for Shiloh Christian. Good hard count there by Bodenstein.
Prior to the snap.
And that will be an encroachment with 56 seconds left. That'll make it a little more manageable. 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 13 at the 39. Now they'll move up to the 44-yard line.
A little more at your disposal here if you're Shiloh Christian. They've got all 3 timeouts left in their pocket, so they don't have to necessarily go no huddle. They're going to work with a little tempo. That's all about this 3rd down play here.
Stacked receivers left and right. And Bodenstein facing a 3-man front. Actually, a 4th guy off the edge here. We'll see if they bring him, and they do. Nice move, but a good job of the offensive line picking it up. Outside, caught right at the sticks. So that'll be enough to move the chains at the 48-yard line. Good grab there going up for it. And making the play, and who else? Chandler Kemp. He has been money.
Just getting right to the sticks, but he also absorbs the blow, secures the catch. Big first down for Shiloh.
Yeah, it was a nice big hit there defensively by Paul Brixey, their leading tackler on the season, and that is not an easy play to hold on to. They're going to motion Kemp inside on the left side, looking that way, going to take him down the seam, and again, another miscommunication, overshoots his receiver, and they didn't look like they were real sure on what they wanted to do. There were also about 3 defensive backs in the area, so probably not the best decision. They get away with it with an incompletion.
Yeah, Camp and Thornsberry kind of collided at the top of the route. The receiver stopped running and it almost led to an interception. That one falls harmlessly to the turf.
So 32 seconds remaining. 42-21, Greenwood in the lead and trying to get a stop here against the Shiloh Christian offense. Saints desperate to put some more points on the board before the half.
Greenwood's going to burn their final timeout.
Well, might as well make sure you're on the same page as time is winding down here defensively. So they will talk it over. Chris Young going to make sure they're all on the same page defensively. It looks like they've been just fine to me.
Timeout.
He's obviously got something he wants to check on.
Their final timeout for the first half.
You can get live action photos from the game at myarpbs.org/photos. You can grab free downloads. You can have prints made. A great championship keepsake.
Total yardage now 340 for Greenwood, 293 for Shiloh Christian. Kane Archer 16 of 18, 89%, surpassing his already otherworldly percentage for the season of 82. 267 with 2 touchdowns. He's also the leading rusher in the game with 9 carries for 48 yards. And oh, by the way, he's found the end zone 3 times. So he is on his way to a back-to-back MVP if this keeps up, unless for some reason Shiloh can find some footing and come back. And certainly we've seen the possibility of that with the explosive nature of their offense, but their defense has got to find a way to get some stops at some point. And the good news for them is they're about to get to the halftime break. Maybe they can make some adjustments.
The passing game for Shiloh Christian's really impressed me. 281 yards, 24 of that coming on the fake punt. Bodenstein's played really well. The protection has held up. They're double teaming Archer 7, and the other 3 linemen are cleaning up the mess. Greenwood hasn't blitzed much. We'll see if they try to change that in the second half as well.
So a 2nd and 10 on the 48-yard line of Greenwood. 3-man front here. They're going to drop 8, it looks like, into coverage. The offense overloading the right side. Quick throw outside. Looks like a double pass here. And it will be incomplete into the Shiloh sideline. Probably smart to not try to force that one into coverage. Sluter, I think, was the recipient, or was that Beach over there? Can't tell if that was 2 or 3. Yeah, it was Beach, actually. Yep. And a good job there. Boy, heads up play defensively by Champ Davis. It was 2-on-2 there. Number 2 on number 2. And he gets him to throw it away. So, again, a lot of times you'll see a player try to force that one in there. Good play by Beach throwing that one away.
Yeah, that's really heads up move.
So you live to play another down. 3rd and 10 with 3 receivers out to the wide side now and 2 receivers back to the right side. Stepping up in the pocket, Bodenstein throws it late outside. Incomplete. Good coverage over there on the sideline. Knocked away, and I think that was DJ Dobbins, the defensive back, in coverage out there. And he swiped at it, didn't quite get to it, but was enough to offset or throw off the timing of it. And Zane Sluter not able to come up with it. So now 4th and 10. And do you punt here to give yourself a chance to try to back Greenwood up? It looks like they will.
Yeah, I think you have to. Even though Greenwood does not have a timeout left, say if you miss this, you only burned 5 seconds. I don't know if you want to give Greenwood 16 seconds as effective as their offense has been.
I certainly don't. Yeah, if I do, I want to give it to them from the 20-yard line on the other end, not around midfield. Punt by Griffin Mason will land into the sideline, so not a great effort there, but enough to back up Greenwood. And we'll see where they officially mark it out. They're going to walk it up across the 25. And still going at the 29-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Greenwood Bulldogs, leading by 42-21. So they've got them doubled up. I'm just curious to see how aggressive they'll be here. Will they just be happy to come out and take a knee and get to the halftime break? They do get the ball first to start the second half, as Bobby mentioned a little bit ago.
I think he maybe try the screen, or maybe even fake the screen and try to sneak somebody out. But with no timeouts, I don't know how aggressive Greenwood wants to be.
Archer wants to be aggressive, throwing outside, wide open, has a receiver, but he fell down, threw it too close to the sideline. But boy, the receiver was absolutely open. Carnes had nobody near him, and a miss, just a big miss right there. That's the 3rd incompletion in the half for Archer. I'm not sure what happened there, but certainly should have been a completion. He was very open. Obviously, Shiloh playing some cloud coverage over the top, just making sure everything stays in front. They're going to drop 3 deep, handoff up the middle this time, and going to bounce it outside, but nowhere to go is Raggio, and my guess is, and that will be the final play of the first half. So at the halftime break, it's 42-21. The Greenwood Bulldogs in control, doubling up Shiloh Christian, and it is halftime here at War Memorial Stadium. We're going to head down to the sideline and check in with Tyler, who's going to run down Chris Young before they head in for the half, and looks like Tyler's got him lined up down there.
Yeah, guys, I'm joined now by Greenwood head coach Chris Young. Coach, going into the locker room with a lead like this, what's the message going to be to the team?
Yeah, we got to play a little bit better on defense. They've kept the ball from us. We hadn't had a whole lot of plays on offense. Offensively been really good, but we got to get them off field. They got some good receivers. Their quarterback's throwing the ball well, and we got to cover better and stop the big play.
Then you mentioned defense on the offensive side. Is it just keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, just keep making plays. We're getting the ball to Grant and Champ and those guys in space, and then Kane's making some plays. So those 3 guys, you want to put the ball in their hand. I tell you what, we've had some other big plays. Cooper Bland made a huge catch. Hosley made a big catch. Cooper Goodwin made a big catch. So we're able to spread the ball around, and Kane's doing a good job taking what they give us.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Hey, thanks. Go get it.
All right, very good. It is halftime again. We'll take a break. You're watching the Centennial Bank Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Everybody, David Basil here. It's halftime at War Memorial. That means we are back here at Arkansas PBS Studios to share with you a little bit of what we've been working on. In a few minutes, Christina Munoz will introduce you to some all-stars both on the field and in the classroom. We're going to check in on a hot spot in Arkansas football, and we're going to learn a little bit about some Arkansas sports history. But first, starting from scratch can be a struggle, but teamwork makes the dream work. Siloam Springs began this year with their first practice ever for their Special Olympics Unified Cheer team and took that collaboration all the way to the state finals. Take a look.
Being a cheerleader requires you to how to raise your voice and be as loud as you want.
First year is always the most important year. It's good. You got to get everybody's feet wet.
Okay, let's go to our jumps for a minute. Okay, go to jump.
I always want to be on Dancing with the Stars, so
I really want to get some unified teams going in our community because cheer has always been kind of a big thing in Siloam Springs.
Well, a unified team is Special Olympic partners and peer partners, and they work together to build the routine and compete.
Being a base for a cheer for the shoulder sit, yeah, it's like I'm base and like someone climbing on my rooftop ladder and someone's on my roof. really cool though.
So there's dance, there's tumbling, there's the cheering aspect, there's the stunting. I feel like our cheerleaders sometimes work the hardest because there are so many components to it, and they all have to be synchronized, and they all have to work together and put out a flawless routine.
Do you like the practices? You like how challenging they can be? You think it could be the lifting or the tumbling? What do you think? Both? Tell them. Both.
And from the first practice to state, every single one of them just took ownership of it, and it was like how sports bring people together. That's exactly what cheer has done in our school.
3, 4, 1, get up, come on, bring, come on, bring.
You know, the kids were so nervous because they had never competed before like that. I mean, I knew that they were good and I knew that they had a good routine, but I just didn't know what the scoring would be like.
But there wasn't anything that we were expecting, getting out in front of everyone and doing our routine and what we practiced.
We didn't really know what to expect going in, and they rocked it.
We won the state competition in Benton, Arkansas, and took home the gold.
They had the skills, but they also had the drive to be successful, and they all worked together as a team.
And it was like our first year, and so like we proved to a bunch of people that you can do something in a short amount of time.
This team, this high school team, had the overall highest score out of the entire competition, and I think that's what shocked us all the most. And watching them win together was incredible. And now it's like, okay, we got to win again. Like we can't stop now. Now we got to defend it.
1, 2, 3, 4, and here we go!
It's hard to win if you don't practice, and chance of winning are low. That's why we practice. Otherwise, you will be at the competition underprepared.
What I feel like makes practice the most important is that's where the relationships are built, and that's where the trust is built.
It's always important to hang out with the peers that I'm working with. And like Hallie, she's always one of my friends I always hang out with. She's one of my friends, and I always love her.
Oh, I love you too. The relationships that we made outweigh any medal that they'll ever win. I mean, don't get me wrong, those gold medals are precious, but I think just the idea of inclusion in the team brought all these kids together from different backgrounds, from different grades. They are so welcoming, they are so loving, and it's just incredible to watch how they have been impacted by this experience. And to see those friendships and to see that joy on their face, that's what makes it worth it.
Silent Springs will be hosting their own Special Olympics cheer competition on February 27th, 2025. We wish all the teams the best of luck. Now, let's turn to the student athlete with the emphasis on the student part. Christina, what have you got for us?
Thanks, David. We reached out to schools all over the state looking for athletes who not only excel on the field, but in the classroom too. Here's the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars class of 2024. We're going to start with our 8-man honoree, Hunter May. Hunter is a senior linebacker and tight end for the Midland High School Mustangs. He has a 3.7 grade point average. Following high school, he plans to go into the Army. Out of 2A, let's meet Jaron Thomas. Jaron is a senior quarterback for the Conway Christian High School Eagles. He maintains a 3.2 grade point average, and following high school, he plans to attend college. Moving on to 3A, here's David McCamey with the Charleston Tigers. This senior offensive and defensive lineman boasts a 3.4 GPA. After high school, he wants to attend college and teach and coach. Our 4A All-Star this year is Creed Vega. Creed is a junior quarterback, running back, and linebacker for the Dardanelle Sand Lizards. He has a 4.0 grade point average. Following high school, Creed plans to play college football and coach football as well. Coming around to 5A, we have Maddox Hampton of the Nettleton High School Raiders. Maddox is a senior quarterback and has a 3.85 grade point average. After high school, he plans to attend college at UA Rich Mountain to play baseball. The 6A representative this season is Magnus Golden. This senior defensive end and fullback for the Russellville High School Cyclones maintains a 3.8 grade point average. Magnus plans to go to college and play football while earning a degree in engineering. And finally, we wrap up with our 7A All-Star, Rhett Tidwell. Rhett is the senior linebacker for the Fayetteville High School Bulldogs. He has a 3.8 grade point average. After high school, he plans to attend college and major in business. Congratulations to all of this year's honorees. Way to go. You know, we may see some of these faces again in April here on Arkansas PBS for Quiz Bowl. Now, if you haven't seen Quiz Bowl, you'll want to make a note to watch this year. Some of the smartest high school students in the state meet up right here in this studio and square off, not only for bragging rights, but for some pretty big checks, too. And it is all live right here on Arkansas PBS. Now, let's throw it back to Baz for a look at another hot spot for Arkansas football.
Thanks, Christina. You know, they say big things come in small packages. And in the town of Searcy, there is one school proving that to be even more true. The Harding Bisons, a small school breaking NCAA records and making national headlines with their very unique brand of bison ball.
You know, there's some things that I think, you know, should be told. We've got a special group, and but it's hard to win. You know, the path certainly seems easier once you've been there, I can tell you that.
You know, we got a fantastic coaching staff here. You know, and everybody in America talks about culture and brotherhood and family. It's something that we refine on a daily basis.
I think the success came from the guys buying into the culture, and that in turn reflected into the way we played, because at the end of the day, it's about the guys out there in the uniform.
That's the biggest game I've played in my life. I've never played for something that important. You know, we're playing for more than just us. We're playing for the Searcy community. They're all pulling for us, they're rooting for us, and we want to make them proud.
Wishbone was invented by Emory Ballard at Texas A&M, and taking those wishbone backs and putting them up there in slots is what the difference is between wishbone and flexbone, where you motion them and can put them in routes and stuff.
The flexbone is 11 guys committed to executing their specific detail every single play. If one guy is off, then the play won't work. And so it's really a reflection of how everybody has to do their job every single play.
And, you know, there's a lot of things about this offense that make it a home run success for us. But probably the biggest thing, you know, it is a perfect fit for who we want to be in our culture. When Coach Huck made this decision, you know, he sought out the best, and Coach Wheaton is widely recognized as one of the best, if not the best, option mind in the country.
Coach Huck reached out to me in 2010, and he said, "Hey, we want to bring you in and install the offense, and we think it would fit our kids." And you know, he was right.
A couple of months later, he reached out and said, after watching your practice and being around your young men and tasting that culture, I'd love to come coach with you guys. Wow, it's amazing. The Godfather, you know, wants to come be with us. But at the time, we didn't have a spot available. We didn't have a salary available. And Coach Wheaton said, "It's okay. You know, I'll come work for free."
He definitely is a big deal, but you wouldn't know it just talking to him. One thing I really appreciate about Coach Wheaton is just the way he holds us accountable. If you have something you need to get better at, he will tell you straight up, and he won't sugarcoat it, but he won't do it in a way that's demeaning either. And that makes you want to play harder for him because he expects a lot of you, but it's a good thing. It's about much more than just being a football player here.
You know, we always talk about unity We only talk about stuff that unites us. We don't talk about stuff that divides us. We don't want it in the locker room. We don't want it out here on the practice field. You know, when you have guys that buy into that, I mean, it's special.
The success that we have received is a product of young men loving one another, being selfless, and working like crazy to honor God.
No kids are more deserving than our kids. You know, I'm very excited for this program, mainly because, you know, people know who we are now.
Good things are definitely brewing in Searcy. Now let's take a look at a bit of Arkansas sports history. In the early 1900s, the University of Arkansas athletic program was still finding its identity. That all changed when a young coach named Hugo Bezdek arrived on campus, bringing with him a fierce competitive spirit that would transform Arkansas sports forever. Check out this story of how one man's passionate outburst gave birth to the legendary Arkansas Razorbacks.
The University of Arkansas hasn't always been the Razorbacks. Hugo Bezdek, his association with what would change our mascot.
That one significant moment will always be part of the history of the university. Hugo Bezdek, he immigrated from Bohemia. He and his parents moved to Pennsylvania and then later to Chicago, where he literally fell in love with American sports.
Had been mentored by his coach Amos Alonzo Stagg at the University of Chicago.
Looking for something to do in American sports really filled that void in his life.
Hugo Bezdek was selected really as the first paid coach, full-time coach here at the University of Arkansas. And
he arrived in 1908, so he became the coach, which means he coached whatever they were playing. You know, they were the Cardinals, and the Cardinals, not the birds, but the color. In those days, it was football in the fall and baseball in the spring. He was equally prepared to coach both, had successful careers in both sports. It's very likely that his baseball players were more fundamentally sound than his football players because, you know, baseball was kind of the town sport in those days. He did produce great baseball teams.
There was a lot of success heralded on the football field, obviously. His teams were light, quick, and furious. They were swarming. It was a very disciplined team, and their style of play was very successful with an undefeated season in 1909 and really helped define a style of football that wasn't seen predominantly around the country at that time.
I think his wins and losses and his accomplishments as a coach are all secondary to the fact that he was in the right place at the right time to form a new image for the state.
That in 1909, when the University of Arkansas traveled to Memphis via train to play the mythical Championship of the South, and Coach Bezdek led Arkansas to a shutout victory, and they returned to the train station and the train depot on Dixon Street.
So when they arrived, everyone knew what the score was, and old Hugo stepped down off the train and
spoke to the crowd. He proclaimed that his team played like a wild band of Razorbacks.
Everybody thought, well, that's better than being a Cardinal.
And then in 1910, the University of Arkansas student body officially voted to change the name from Cardinals to Razorbacks.
It's not true that Bezdek invented the name. They'd been called the Razorbacks prior to that.
But it certainly wasn't embraced.
And so the name was more derogatory. Arkansans were looked upon by their opponents as a bunch of rural, hillbilly, non-competitive guys.
But I think what people quickly realized in this state is the Razorback represented the attributes of Arkansans. Is fierce, is tireless, is very passionate. I think they really identify with the attributes of a Razorback, of the Hogs, and having to work harder and having that success. So I think when you look at an animal and you look at a mascot that represents the spirit of Arkansas, I think the Razorback is a perfect fit.
He was the first person to give that name significance. I think that's a very important part of his legacy, setting us up for this competitive nature that goes far beyond what we might expect.
And not just in athletics, that stems across the academic institution, campus community. Hugo Bezdek's perhaps biggest contribution to the University of Arkansas was the adoption of the Razorbacks and a whole sense of pride for this state and for this university.
You know, Christina, From that memorable day in 1909, the Razorback has stood as a symbol of Arkansas pride and determination.
Absolutely. You know, that is one of the things I love about sports on Arkansas PBS. We get our dose of sports, of course, but we learn along the way. That is a great history lesson.
Right. And the Arkansas PBS Student All-Stars, that is one list you want to be on. Well, that's it for us on the halftime show.
Now let's get you back to War Memorial Stadium for the second half, right here on your home for the high school football state finals, Arkansas PBS.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
I love it.
We're on the precipice of a great discovery.
I love it. Welcome.
Whoa, Nelly.
Let's set this palace
on fire.
I love it.
Welcome to the News Hour.
What does it mean politically?
I love it.
Oh, fasten your seatbelt.
I love it.
I love it.
Delighted to hear it. You make a good team.
Here we go, the energy.
All right, welcome back. It is about the start of the second half. Just about 30 seconds left in the halftime break. See Shiloh Christian out going through their warm-ups. Got a few folks out from Greenwood. And here come the rest of the Bulldogs. A dominating performance in the first half by Greenwood. Shiloh Christian trading punches for a while, but eventually Greenwood finding their footing and pulling away, doubling up the Saints in the first half, 42-21. The yardage pretty close. Passing yards, 267 for Greenwood, and Shiloh Christian, 281. But, boy, the Saints just can't get anything going on the ground, Bobby.
Yeah, the one snap over the quarterback's head is a big reason why that's such a bad number. But, you know, a team that's built on running the football, you've got a 1,600-yard rusher in Griffin Mason. The fact that Shiloh Christian can't get the ground game going is a big reason why they're in a hole. They need to be able to maintain possession, limit the number of touches for Greenwood, but they got to start capping drives with touchdowns.
So what's the Shiloh plan to get back into it? Let's find out now. Tyler's down with their head coach, Tucker Barnard. Hey, look, he's running him down now.
We're about to grab it for the broadcast.
Yeah. All right, let's try that again. Let's head down to, I think he's got coach now. Tyler?
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Coach. Obviously, a lot of points in the first half for both teams. What do you guys have to button up defensively?
We got to play better on the perimeter defensively. We got to make a few more plays offensively. You know, it's a great football team over there. We're doing our best, and we'll give it a shot this second half.
What was the message to the team in the locker room just now?
We knew this was going to be a fight. You know, and our guys, we're not going to quit. You know, we're going to come out swinging, and you know, we'll see what happens. But we're not going to lay down.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, Tyler, good work down there, and we're going to go through our first half highlights here, and there were plenty of them, Bobby, plenty of fireworks. It's not the 4th of July, but it felt like it at times during that first half.
Yeah, Shiloh goes 3 and out on their first possession, and then the big punt return that set up a short field for Greenwood that got it going 7-0. Shiloh Christian able to go blow for blow, though, but Kane Archer in the ground game, 1, 2, make it 3 rushing touchdowns for the Greenwood quarterback. Shiloh again tried to answer back through the air, but Greenwood a couple big stops defensively, and then they busted the big play, the screen down the sideline for 65+, and that's why the Bulldogs have a 42-21 lead here as we're getting ready for quarter number 3.
The team's still stretching out, getting loose here, but obviously some really good, and you saw it in the highlights, there's some really impressive individual performances in the first half there. And again, you know, you look at the playmakers, Sluter with 5 for 75 for Shiloh Christian. Chandler Kemp, phenomenal, 4 for 143 in that touchdown. And then on the other side, you know, Champ Davis, Coach mentioned him going to break, 8 for 96 today. Grant Carnes, who we kind of expected to be a playmaker for them, 2 touchdowns, 5 catches, 126 yards in the run game. It's mostly been Archer, as you mentioned, 3 touchdowns, but Radjo getting in the mix with a touchdown as well as part of the mix. From a sack standpoint, you know, really both teams kind of chasing and getting after it, but I think both quarterbacks have done a good job, and really I think both offensive lines have done a pretty good job of protecting the quarterbacks today.
Yeah, but neither one of these teams have brought a lot of additional pressure, so it's really been 5-on-4 for the most part. Shiloh Christian almost seems content with dropping 8 and really just a 3-man rush, saying, okay, Archer, if you're going to beat us, you've got to do it against max coverage. But really clean offensive front, but credit Greenwood's offensive front, 75 yards on the ground. They're able to keep the Shiloh defense off balance. 14 rushing attempts, and that's not a huge number, but 19 passes, 14 runs. They're being balanced enough that's creating problems for that Shiloh defense, hence the 42 points.
Don't forget, here on Arkansas PBS Sports, this is just one of 2 championship games being played today. Tonight we're going to settle out the 7A with Bentonville and Bryant, a couple of teams that had stellar seasons and now squaring off with the title tonight. And again, a perfect day for football. We've got sunny skies, quite a bit warmer than we had yesterday, and really good football weather here for a December game. And looking forward to the second half, see if Shiloh can make this thing a little bit more competitive, but they'll have to kick it away to start the second half. And Greenwood will have a chance to add to their lead. They scored every time they had a possession in the first half. They'll return it from the 8-yard line out across the 20, trying to get to the edge, and can to the 25. 30 and out into the Greenwood sideline. Good return there by number 82, Scott Holland. Some senior wide receiver.
Big sequence upcoming for Shiloh Christian. What are the adjustments they're going to make in the back end? You heard Coach Barnett say we got to make more plays on the perimeter. Does that mean they start to make a little more press coverage, try to take away those screen games? That's what Mountain Home tried to do in the semifinals, and that means Greenwood just goes over the top. You got to try to make something different for this Greenwood team that was so dynamic in the first half.
Archer will empty the backfield. They've had a lot of success overloading with receiver groups and throwing it underneath and getting some good blocking up front. This time Archer will take it himself, go straight ahead for 4 to the 39-yard line. So 2nd and 6 upcoming for Greenwood on that, the first play from scrimmage here in the second half.
Completely different look from that Shiloh defense there. No one in a 3-point stance. They walked linebackers out to the receivers on the perimeter, trying to take away that screen game. So this is a complete flip of the game plan for Shiloh, trying to find an answer for this Greenwood screen attack.
So Kane Archer in the offense, again, bunch formation now, and now they'll shift 3 receivers to the left side. Shiloh shifts defensively as well. Do they do it effectively enough? We'll see. It's a power for the quarterback. Kane Archer happy to forge forward, maybe trying to shorten the game a little bit here. Picks up another 4 or 5 yards, and it'll be 3rd and short now for Greenwood. So a bit of a methodical start here, running their quarterback a couple of plays.
I think when you see the Shiloh Christian defense line up here, they're so far off the football, it's almost too enticing not to run it if you're Greenwood. When you're getting a 3 or 4 yard head start, when we see the wide angle here for the Shiloh defense, look how much space is between the football. All this space right here, that's easy push for the offensive line.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Archer going to run it again. That time they close down quickly, but he will pick up a couple of yards and enough for a first down. I would also say there's nobody deep. So if they can get maybe a deep post pattern in the middle of the field, there's nobody there to catch up, and you've got a number of guys. I mean, you could throw it to Davis or Carnes. I mean, take your pick, but I mean, it looks to me like they've adjusted defensively. They're going to try to load the box, like you said, take something away. And also they've got them spread out across the field too, also trying to, as Coach mentioned, cut things off at the corner and keep them from getting to the edge. Archer rolling right, pressure coming, gets away, throws late, sideline, complete, no, incomplete, out of bounds. He got there a little bit late to Champ Davis, and he couldn't haul it in, so it'll be incomplete. One of only 4 on the day now, 16 of 20 for Kane Archer, so that's roughly 80% by my limited math skills, Bobby. Under his average, which is remarkable, but still a pretty darn good afternoon so far.
Yeah, it was a really good play by 31 Hudson Ball for Shiloh Christian. You can see him right in the middle of your screen there. He got upfield, forced Archer from rolling all the way to the right, makes him throw the football before he wanted to, and forces the incompletion.
Yeah, Hudson Ball is he's a big fella. He's a lot to deal with for sure defensively for this team. Ball is 6'2", 247. They do run him a little bit too. They haven't today, but they have run him a little bit this year. Throw outside, caught at the 50 and into Shiloh Christian territory, and that's Carnes again with a nice pickup, and that'll be about an 8-yard pickup to the 46-yard line.
It's just the cat and mouse game, Justin.
Yeah.
You see that Shiloh changes the defense. All of a sudden they go back to what they ran the first half. Greenwood comes right back with the screen.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to say it. And this time Archer's going to step up in the pocket, runs through a couple of tackles inside the 40, inside the 35, and just like that, first down. Greenwood looks like there's nothing there, and all of a sudden He knifes his way through the little bit of a crack that he got there. Good job by the offensive line clearing some space for him. Saw Hal Davis walling it off inside there, the sophomore, helping to clear space for Kane Archer, and he's able to get it up the field. And with 9:54 to go, they're back in business with a new set of downs. Hand off to the right side, up the middle, and may have been a touchdown-saving tackle right there. That looked like that was going to go for a big gain. Raggio cut down after a gain of about 7 or 8 yards on first. Raggio stays in there. They're going to fake it to him and now run Archer off the left side. 20, jab steps and gets it outside. He's putting that foot in the ground. A stiff arm, and he will stroll into the end zone, and that is just disrespectful by Kane Archer, shoving a defender to the ground on his way in, and touchdown Greenwood, the 4th rushing touchdown of the day for Kane Archer. That is incredible. Just sticks that toe in the ground, loses 1 defender, 2 defenders, little stiff arm, and touchdown Bulldogs.
That's the game that I think that he doesn't get enough credit for. Most quarterbacks, maybe even every quarterback in Arkansas, can't do things like that. Everybody knows he can throw the football, but his physicality running the football, now 97 yards in this contest, and he's one-on-one. That's an advantage for the quarterback, and most teams can't say that. Really impressive performance there for Archer, and the stiff arm and touchdown number 4 today on the ground, number 10 on the season. He can do it all.
We're 2.5 minutes into the second half, and it's 7 for 7 now for Greenwood.
Yeah.
Remarkable. All right, we're going to take a timeout. You are watching the 6A state championship game brought to you by Centennial Bank on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Join the ranks of corporate sponsors and business partners at Arkansas PBS. Your support will shine a light on your business with recognition on air and at major community events like Family Day. Plus, our viewers love the businesses that underwrite their favorite programs. Showcase your company while making a meaningful impact on lifelong learning. Partner with Arkansas PBS to build a brighter future for our state.
First responders put their lives on the line for us every single day. And in uncertain times, we lean on these heroes to help restore stability. As a key component of a strong community, you will find stability at the core of Centennial Bank. Here, we believe in supporting those that help provide a safe and secure community for us to thrive in. Your financial safety and security should not be overlooked. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Thanks to visiting UAMS Health, I'm able to do things physically that I never thought I'd be able to do again.
All Greenwood right now, 48-21, 9:28 remaining in the third quarter. Let's head down to Tyler on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, Greenwood, of course, expects to be here every year at War Memorial, but this year carries a little bit more emotional weight. Earlier in the season, senior wide receiver Isaiah Arrington tragically passed away in a house fire, and the team has been playing with so much extra emotion ever since then. If you look at the Greenwood helmets, they've got a sticker with Arrington's number 0 on it, and it's not just the team, it's the whole Greenwood community. The cheer and dance team, when they went to compete for a state championship, changed their motto to 0 regrets in honor of number 0. You know, the whole city of Greenwood is rooting extra hard for the Bulldogs to bring one home for number 0.
Absolutely. Tyler, thank you. Short kick and a reverse by Shiloh Christian. They've got a little bit of room out across the 30 and across the 35, and it will be decent field position this time for the Saints to start from a 1st and 10 from the 35. Again, now trailing by 27 points. By the way, that last touchdown came with a PAT fail by Landon Franklin. Couldn't get that one through, so it stays 48-21 instead of 49-21 if you're wondering about the oddity of the score. 8-play, 65-yard drive over 2.5 minutes. And, Bobby, I don't know that I've ever done a game where I saw so many drives under 3 minutes. Really impressive, especially at the high school level. I mean, the explosiveness is impressive.
No wasted moments for this Greenwood team. They're so methodical, and they just march up and down the field.
Shiloh will run it right up the gut. Huge gaping hole Good job of that offensive line for Shiloh Christian, clearing space. 7-yard pickup on first down there. Again, Wellborn, Hagan, Dawson, Carlisle, and Weeks across that front doing a great job with a big gaping hole in the middle. And Shiloh obviously wants to go quickly, trying to get back into this ball game. Bodenstein looking outside, wide open receiver at the 47. Had a defender fall down. The receiver knocked into the sideline around the 45-yard line. That will be a first down, though, for Shiloh Christian.
That was a great route by Slider there. He runs the hitch route at about 12 yards, creates great separation, but nice target from Bodenstein. First down. This is what Shiloh Christian needs. They need to pick up big yardage in a chunk because you still got a ton of football left, but you got to find answers on the defensive side.
Man comes in motion. In trouble. Bodenstein will step up, and he's going to end up getting a yard. Looked like he might be dropped for a loss. Good job there getting out of trouble and stepping up.
Zach Edwards steps up. We've called his name a few times on special teams. These linebackers for Greenwood, they're so versatile. They can really play sideline to sideline.
Shiloh looking over the middle. It's caught. Nice throw there on the move by Bodenstein. Has his man available. That is Griffin Mason, his running back. Again, versatile guy. Hate to just call him a running back. He's a football player. I mean, we talked about it. He does a little bit of everything for them. And that time a nice grab over the middle to set up a 3rd and short. 3rd and 1 now for the Saints. They're going to go up the middle. And that time diving forward just enough for the first down is Mason for the Saints to move the chains again with 8:07 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
I know we're talking about Kane Archer so much tonight, but Jake Bodenstein, the sophomore for Shiloh Christian, took a big pop on that 2nd down pass attempt, but completes the play, gets back quickly, gets the ball snapped, and a first down there is on Shiloh Christian offensive lineman's down.
Wellborn, the offensive lineman, down. Maddox, senior, plays on the offensive line here, and unfortunately down right now. Looks like they're trying to stretch him out a bit, maybe just a cramp. Hopefully that's all it is. He's right back up. I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, he's walking off under his own power. That's good to see. So he'll come out for a play. Hopefully get right back in there for Shiloh Christian as they continue this drive here with 8:07 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 rather, excuse me. 48-21. Greenwood in control by 27 points. I was talking to Troy Mitchell, who's handling stats for us today. Does a great job and full-time down at Henderson, but he was talking about the all-time record for points scored in a single playoff game, and it's, I don't know, 117, and I thought, well, that's ridiculous. And then I look at the score, and I thought, well, they're within reach, actually. It's kind of scary. Bodenstein over the middle. His receiver takes a huge shot at the 30. Did he hold on, though?
Yeah, ball came out at the end.
Dalton Carnes couldn't hold on to it. That was a pretty good throw, but...
Was that McGee Harding Academy, 73-45?
Buddy, you got me.
Something a couple years ago?
I didn't get that. He did tell me the all-time single-team record was in the 70s, I think.
Yeah, 73.
Stuttgart, maybe?
Yeah, 1949.
Yeah. Going back a piece. Bodenstein will throw. Again has time. Again throws to his receiver. It's caught by Slider, who was sliding down around the 27-yard line. And so now it will bring up a 4th and short. So we'll see what they decide to do here.
115 to answer your questions, the record for combined points in a game.
Sounds about right.
71-44, Harding Academy over McGee back in 2020.
Excuse me, 3rd and 3 here, not 4th and 3. And an opportunity here for Shiloh to keep this drive going. Good handoff up the middle there. And inside the 25, a first down for Griffin Mason. Still doing good work for this bunch. And I like the fact they're not completely going airborne here, mixing things up a little bit, trying to keep that Greenwood defense off balance. And again, you can get it back within 20 points if you can score here. Rolling left, Bodenstein into a defender, and down he goes. Boy, he ran himself into a sack. Cash Archer said, "Hello, sir, I've been looking for you all day," and takes him down. Cash Archer's numbers remarkable this year. 10 sacks on the season coming in, 24 tackles for loss. The UCA commits also got 22 quarterback hurries, so a phenomenal season for Cash Archer, and that time burying Bodenstein into the turf. And it'll bring up 2nd and 20 now as the clock continues to run under 7 minutes.
Not only fights through the tackle, but also fights through the running back who's on that side to provide a little extra help against 7 for Greenwood, but Archer just fights through it and gets another sack.
Archer coming again, but he's from the backside. Bodenstein rolling right away from the pressure, throwing outside, incomplete. And a good job out there breaking it up. defensively was DJ Dobbins. He's had a really good day in coverage today.
He has. That time that catch likely needs to be made, but he's right there with him step for step. Is 23 Ramsey. Makes another play in the secondary, and Shiloh Christian well behind the chains here, 3rd and a mile.
All right, so here we go. 3rd and 20. Ball on the 32-yard line of Greenwood. Shiloh Christian trying to counter. Down 48-21. Empty backfield. Bodenstein over the middle. Caught. And Mason again. He said he was never down. They blew it dead, though. He said he rolled over the defender. He didn't like it. He flipped it with a little authority to the official at the 24. Got to be careful there. Yeah, he thought he was up and out off to the races. Oh, he was hot that they blew that one dead. And I think if they had maybe looked at that again, there's nothing you can do. Once it's blown dead, it's over. But, boy, he might have had a case there. 6:20 to go, and the clock is running. Love the competition there. He is a fighter, man. 4th and 12. And
Shiloh Christian going to take a timeout. Big 4th down. You feel like they have to get points here.
Yeah.
It's the first time out of the second
pretty
half.
Important for sure. 48-21. If you're going to have a chance to make this reasonably interesting, going to have to find a way to put it in the end zone here. Right now, Greenwood 407 and Shiloh Christian 333. Nothing going on the ground really for Christian. You mentioned the big negative play on the snap that was over the head of Bodenstein, but you know they're 17 yards, not a lot. Mason Griffin doing his part, 17 for 43, but yeah, Bodenstein and then the team combined negative 37, so that is not good.
I think that's a number that you look for Shiloh Christian. You say, okay, what's going to be our key to success? We talked about in the pregame, what's their keys to victory? You got to pound the rock. 17 carries for 43 yards. That's an okay stat line, but not a winning one. Just 2.5 yards a carry for a kid who's got 1,600 yards on the season, 18 touchdowns. Have not been able to get him involved throwing the football 31 times already just through 2.5 quarters. That's not Shiloh Christian football. That's not how they got to this point. That's not how they beat Denton in the semifinals. They did it with defense. They did it with pounding the football, and then you can go play action off of it.
Well, the Saints' season may rest on this 4th down play. Bodenstein stepping up, throwing late right into the ground. He may have been hit as he threw it. Incomplete, and that will give the ball back to Greenwood. And the Bulldogs have a chance to extend this lead, which is already 27, and that may have been the drive that killed any potential comeback right there.
Yeah,
that was a heck of a play getting pressure there at the end.
Big play by Edwards. I think he's one who got the hand on the quarterback or on the football. He's been around it all along. Our Archer forces the quarterback to step up, and there's a good look at 16 Edwards.
Yep.
He finishes it off, and another defensive stop for Greenwood, putting their offense back out on the field.
So Kane Archer and that offense can go to work. I mean, no pressure on them right now. Just trying to throw a little more wood on an already blazing fire, and we'll see if they can do that right now. He's got 2 left and 2 right. Going to throw it outside quickly. Ball tipped. Well, that could have been an interception quite easily. Would have been just his 2nd of the season. Instead, it falls harmlessly incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10 upcoming for Greenwood.
Yeah,
They're not backing off at all.
They fake the screen to the top of the screen, and they come back to this side, and that one just got tipped, and it hits the lineman in the head. You're exactly right. That was just another rotation of falling right in the hands of Shiloh's defender, A.J. Yalanen, but falls to the turf, but we do have a late flag.
Well, and I'm wondering if maybe there was a pass interference, but you also had a tip ball at the line of scrimmage, so that would be negated by that.
Yeah. And the ball often also hit a lineman, so they maybe say illegal touching, but since it was deflected, that should negate the flag.
Well, we're going to have a lengthy discussion about it first, for sure, just to make sure. Kane Archer's pleading his case, so let's see what happened again here.
So this is an offensive lineman tackle here.
Yeah, ball's coming off the edge.
It's deflected,
yep.
Hits the lineman in the head, and then it comes off. So
that was a mess. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to come up with here. I just think it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it should be. I think the flag was right by the lineman, and so I think they're thinking, okay, it hits the lineman, he's ineligible, can't touch the football, but the deflection should overcome that.
All right, Mark Wallace will give us the call here.
There is no foul for illegal touching. The ball bounced off the back of the lineman's helmet. He did not make an attempt to catch the pass.
He didn't even see it.
Yeah.
He certainly did not try to catch it. He certainly didn't try to get hit in the head with it either, but he did. 48-21, so I think cooler heads and a little logic prevail there. So 6:03 to go. Greenwood will reset on a 2nd and 10 here. And they just got Shiloh Christian to jump off sides. A little too eager there. Xander Gonzalez busted
Prior to
for
the
that
snap, encroachment On the defense.
So 5 free yards for a team that doesn't need it.
Down.
It's been a pretty clean contest. Hasn't been a lot of penalties either way.
Yeah, we saw a very high executing Parkview team last night, but they really kept shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. There's no telling what that could have looked like otherwise. But I'm sure they're not crying about it today. They're scoring 61.
They can wipe the tears away with their 3rd straight championship trophy.
I think that's right. That sounds impractical. I don't know how you wipe tears away with that, but it would feel pretty good, I suppose. But yeah, very right. Very cleanly played game here for the most part today. Archer taking his time here, and he'll hand it off. Nope, keep it right up the middle. 35-40, 45 midfield, running through a tackle. Archer, I tell you again, just when it looks like he's dead, he keeps rolling. I mean, another 22-yard pickup for Kane Archer right up the gut.
Look at this space right in the middle. There's nobody there. Shiloh Christian walks some defenders out on the outside receivers, afraid of the screen game, and they leave the middle of the field wide open. Archer now well over 100 yards rushing.
I hope you all appreciated that. The Swafford Strader is finally in effect, my friends. That was beautiful, the way that was drawn up there. The tunneled off protection up the gut.
Another late flag right in the middle of the field.
This game is taking quite a long time. It's 2:15 almost, and we kicked it off around noon. Obviously, all the scoring doesn't help.
Personal foul on the defense. Unnecessary roughness. Penalty will be 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
As the announcer jinx applies to penalties, we said it was a clean
That's
game.
Exactly right.
Spoke that into existence.
You made a great point there. Yeah, at the halftime, let's look here at what penalties look like. Yeah, 2 for 20 for Shiloh, 5 for 45 for Greenwood, and a couple here early on in the second half. 5:46 to go, 48-21 Greenwood, and a new set of downs for the Bulldogs at the 34-yard line.
Shiloh Christian got 11 men within 5 yards of the football. They're starting to cram the line.
Yeah, if they want to, again, they could get a deep pass over the middle. I think they're fine with what they're doing. Boy, how about that? What a violent tackle there by Hudson Ball. A little WWE hip flip there. He got into him, and man, that was violent. A little Greco-Roman wrestling finish on the end of that one. My goodness.
You can see the frame on Ball. That's why he's a Division I recruit. You mentioned committed to UNLV, signs with Tulsa. You know, played as a freshman at Shiloh Christian, transferred to the Tulsa Metro, played 6A Division, big boy Division I, 6A over in Oklahoma, and then came back for his senior year at Shiloh Christian, having a great season.
Man comes in motion across the formation. Archer rolling right, looking that way. Will he throw late? He does, and it is caught at the 18-yard line. His receiver upended at the 15, taking the hit. Nice job holding on to it there. That is not easy to do for Benton Hosley. And the junior able to pick up another first down for Greenwood. My goodness, that was no fun. You got a defender running next to you, then you got somebody going low as well. That is a difficult play. And you also end up with a Shiloh Christian player injured on the field. Looks like he's okay, though, bouncing back up. That was a big collision, though, and probably didn't feel real great there for Alexander Salter.
That's great patience and also good protection from Greenwood to allow Hosley to get all the way across the field. He's on the backside drag route, and Archer patient enough to realize, hey, he's going to clear that zone and hits him in stride and sets up a first down inside the 20.
Yeah, you know that hit's coming.
Yeah.
Can't be fun, but yeah, good job holding on to it. So again, Greenwood a little more patient here. 4:54 to go, just methodically working it down. I mean, this is like death by sometimes 1,000 paper cuts. Occasionally get hit with an axe. I mean, these guys find a couple different ways to do it. 4:52 to go.
Unfortunately, Shiloh's been hit with a lot of canes today.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Good point. All right, pass outside caught, but really nothing doing there. Good job responding by that Shiloh defense, and out there to make the tackle. Yulanen again making the stop.
Helmet came off for Davis, so he'll have to leave the field for at least one play. Shiloh Christian had the numbers out there. That's why they're able to kind of shut that one down. 3 defenders to the 2 blockers.
Yeah.
And able to get out there and make the nice play.
Yeah, Cooper Bland was trying to make the block there, and he just beat it. It was a good job making the play out there in space. 2nd and 9 to go here for Greenwood. Clock running. Sportsmanship rule not in effect, but we're getting close here. Greenwood can get a little closer with a score on this drive. And we got a dead ball, and it looks like maybe Greenwood jumped. Archer threw the ball down on the ground like he was a little frustrated, so I'm guessing this is going to go against Greenwood.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I'll take blame for the penalties on this drive.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's my fault. Put it on me.
19-24 for Archer today. 294, 2 touchdowns. He's run for 119 yards now, 4 touchdowns on 15 carries. Remarkable. He's got a whole year of football left. Yeah. Tell him what kind of numbers he's going to put up by the time he's done.
So that's 65 total touchdowns on the season. 66, if my math is correct. Oftentimes it's not.
I had 2 different numbers. So I saw one online, and then I got a different number from the coach. It was about 5 touchdowns different.
Yeah.
Greenwood looking at the sideline for the play here. 4:12 and counting. 4:08, 4:07 ticking off. Greenwood in no rush. Still 15 on the play clock. Archer. Some pressure coming up the middle. Throws it down the seam. Touchdown, Greenwood. And we talked about it. That middle of the field's been wide open really the entire second half as they try to take something away. Scott Holland, the wide receiver, with the grab and the touchdown. And for Holland, that is his first catch of the day. What a play there. And Holland right over the middle. He's got the hoodie there. And nice touchdown pass and a great catch. And again, wide open there. And we saw it, I mean, sort of setting up, and they took their time.
Going for 2 to hit that magic number, the sportsmanship rule, which is 35. So if Greenwood converts here, that would put the sportsmanship rule into effect. That's why you're going for 2 up 33.
Gonna run the running back out there. Raggio. Got a bunch formation, very tight. They're going to run a reverse here. Double pass. Archer open and knocked away. Good job by Shiloh Christian breaking that one up and throwing a little bit behind him. There was a lot of traffic in the mix there, and Archer couldn't come up with a catch.
Trying to throw the quarterback throwback, but for not. So the running clock not in effect just yet. Shiloh Christian still has a chance to get into it because once you got to remember, the sportsmanship clock does not stop once it starts. So even if Shiloh Christian wants to start making a comeback, and then once it's in effect, it stays in effect.
All right, let's get you our trivia question for this game. And the question is, who holds the record for the longest kickoff return in state championship game history? Who holds the record for the longest kickoff return in state championship game history?
Been a lot of kickoff returns. Of course, in high school, you can't bring it out of the end zone. So 99 would be the absolute maximum.
We had an 80-yarder last night.
Yeah. And then you could have drove 4 semis side by side through the hole.
Yeah, that one opened up like the Red Sea, I believe, was mentioned last night. 54-21, just shy of the sportsmanship rule with 3:56 to play for the Bulldogs in the lead. Short kick. Ball will land at the 25. On the hop, here come the Saints, and they got a nice return up the left sideline and forging forward across the 45-yard line. Big-time return by Shiloh Christian's Zane Sluter. And, you know, you mentioned this earlier. That's not the guy you want catching it on a short kick. And on the other side, you know a couple of guys you don't want touching it. But Sluter's an explosive player in his own right. And good field position to start this drive for Bodenstein in this offense.
See what Shiloh Christian wants to do. Obviously, the clock's not going to run. They want to try to continue to pound Mason or go back to the air with Bodenstein.
Henley motions right, then they run it back left side, shifting the blocking scheme across the way and clearing a little bit of space. He's going to pick up about 6 yards on first down. So nice job by Shiloh Christian on first down, picking up a little bit of yardage and making it second and manageable. And we got an injured Saint down on the field. A couple of guys to go down here today. Right now, Greenwood sitting at 468 total offense. Shiloh Christian at 333. That was one of their more solid runs of the day moments ago. How about Greenwood? They're averaging 10 yards a play, and that's a guy you can't afford to lose. Griffin Mason, the injured Saint, he's walking gingerly off under his own power. That's a tough dude. So, you know, something happened in there. Hopefully he's all right. They need him back.
23 first downs for Greenwood, but I don't know if I've seen a stat like this. The Bulldogs, 6 for 6 on third down. The average yard for that is probably about 3, though. They've been ahead of the chains most of the night, but perfect on third down. You're not going to lose many games doing that.
Mason still walking off very slowly and gingerly over there towards the sideline. Not quite off yet. They haven't started the play clock yet, though. They're going to wait until he's all the way out before they do. And now they can set the ball for play. Clock is running. Shiloh Christian trailing by 33. Bodenstein, pressure coming. Boy, Archer almost got to him and may have been held a bit. And there's the flag coming out. I think he got held on the way in there. So Cash Archer, no sack, but he does draw the flag for his team, and that'll back up the Saints.
He was going to get sack number 2 of the day if he wasn't held. They saved his quarterback with the flag, but it's going to back up Shiloh 10 yards.
Brixey with 9 tackles today. Archer with 7. He's got a tackle and a half for loss today.
Holding on the offense. Penalty will be 10 yards from the previous spot. Second down.
3:26 in this third quarter. 54-21. The score.
There's your hold on the right side of the screen. And Archer still does his best to get back there and deflect the pass.
Yeah, he is relentless without a doubt. Excited to see him in purple and gray next year. 3-man front pressure coming, setting up a screen. Bulldogs recognized it a little bit late, but they did a good job recovering on the completion to Henley and dragging him down before he gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 44-yard line. Good pursuit there by the Bulldogs. And you could see it as soon as they got back there a couple of steps, they thought, uh-oh, this is a screen. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Officials discussing something here.
Please set the clock to 3:20. 3:20.
Okay, they want to put 17 more seconds on the clock. How do they know? I've always wondered that. How do they know? They're watching so many things. How do they know how much time should be on the clock?
They always know.
They do. Well, they think they do for sure. Officials doing a good job today. It's been pretty quiet, like you said, until a few minutes ago. We had a few flags, but Bodenstein will throw outside and pass interference, but no matter because it was caught. What a grab by Chandler Kemp. He's been impressive today. One of the most impressive guys, I think, for the Saints today. Doesn't need the flag, gets it anyway. That's impressive. Champ Davis going to be whistled for it.
Not enough yards for the first down, so Shiloh Christian likely will accept a penalty, though, so at least they get the down back.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it'll be third down. It's a 15-yard penalty in high school, so it may move the chains depending on the previous spot.
Pass interference on the defense. Penalty will be 15 yards for the previous spot. It will result in a first down.
So just enough. There you go, Shiloh Christian. And, you know, if you're Kemp, you're thinking, man, I'd really like to have that reception if you don't mind, but at the same time, got to help the team out and take the penalty instead. So 1st and 10 at the 41, 3:15 to go, and Shiloh Christian with some pressure coming up the middle, picks it up, throw over the middle. What a grab, laying out for it. My goodness. That was Sluter. He has been impressive as well. They've had a couple of receivers making plays today. Laying out for that one.
Kind of a rub route between the two Shiloh Christian receivers. The Greenwood defender can't get underneath it. Nice diving play, picks up 5.
Yeah, that was a full layout. Absolutely brilliant right there. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Bodenstein will hand it off the right side. And a big hit by Cash Archer right at the 32-yard line, smacking Eldridge as he goes to the turf. So 3rd and short coming up here. Watch this hit on the edge. Bam.
Just a relentless motor that Archer has. That's when you talk to scouts about Archer, what makes him so good, he never turns it off.
Handoff again. Eldridge again. Ooh. Nothing doing this time. Great penetration by that Greenwood defense, and they turn him away. So 4th down upcoming. And Shiloh Christian's going to have to do a little bit of work. They're not going to be able to just hand it off up the middle. What a job by Archer. He beats 3 guys to get in there and drag him down. Impressive.
He does a nice job of getting across the face of the tackle. You can see him there, and he uses the leverage to push the defender or the offensive lineman right back. The strength that he has for his frame, 215, 220 pounds, is pretty impressive for a high school outside linebacker.
Yeah, remarkable. I mean, that is just incredible. Throwing offensive lineman to the ground while he's making a tackle. Empty backfield for Bodenstein. Here it is, 4th and 3. Bodenstein looking left, stepping up, throwing outside, caught. Was it enough for the first down? No, I don't think so, but a flag comes out at the end of the play. That is, are we looking at a face mask here maybe?
Yeah, we might have got the face mask after he made contact, and that looked like to be the indicator from the official.
Let's see here. Boy, great read by the defender. Did not need to do that.
Face yeah, you can see it right there. Yep. Well, tug of the helmet, didn't let go.
Yards from the end of the run. First down.
Zitzman.
So he makes the play. That would have been short of the first down marker, but just too aggressive. Couldn't get the hand free and never let go.
1:38 to go in the third quarter. I don't know I don't think we're going to get to the highest scoring game, or we might play the longest game ever at the rate we're going.
We've been involved in some marathon matches through the years.
There's no doubt. Pass over the middle, wide open at the 10, and taken down immediately is Carnes. Good throw and catch there.
Shiloh Christians have had some success as they have had 2 trips to a side. They run 2 receivers off and a third underneath. They do it again there, pick up 8.
1:15, clock is running. Shiloh Christian trying to get one in the end zone before the end of the quarter. I mentioned Hudson Ball does a little work at running back, and he's in the game at that position now.
He's what fantasy experts call the touchdown vulture.
All right, let's go back to our trivia question. We'll give you the answer now as we get a timeout down on the field. The question again was, who holds the record for the longest kickoff in state championship history? And it involves this Greenwood bunch.
That last name look familiar?
Sure does. Jaden Jasna, 98 yards, and we're going to take a peek at this one going back to 2020. Now, I don't have the audio, but I understand Wes Moore was on the call, and he thought maybe it was better to let that one go out of bounds, but well, Jasna had other ideas, and off to the races he goes. 98 yards for the touchdown, and that put Greenwood up a little bit more over Lake Hamilton in that one.
Number 1 on this Greenwood team, Kaylor Jasna, senior defensive back. He's got a chance to play on Saturdays as well. Nice job to go back into the archives by Kevin Clark and the PBS crew.
2nd and 2, upcoming with 1:07 to go. The only thing that remains really in doubt is, can Greenwood get to that sportsmanship rule or not? Or can Shiloh Christian score it again? Outside, back shoulder, a lot of contact, and did he get it? What a catch in the end zone. Great coverage, and a better catch for the score for Shiloh Christian. Sluter is impressive, and again, got to call that defensive back's name again. I'll tell you what, Dobbins had a heck of a day. DJ Dobbins did all he could there except for interfere. A little face guarding maybe got away with, but what a grab by Sluter. That is incredible, going up and over for the score.
It's getting great position. Does Dobbins, you're exactly right, Justin, but he doesn't get his head around, can't locate the football. And Sluter goes up, makes the play. Shiloh Christian back in the end zone.
Extra point is up, and it's good by Josiah Campbell. Let's run down and check in with Tyler on the sideline. 54-28 after that score.
Yeah, guys, you saw Griffin Mason, the running back and linebacker for Shiloh Christian, limping off the field on that possession. He went right to the bike, was biking and stretching on the sideline. Coaches came over to talk to him. It looks like he will get in on the next possession for Shiloh, play through a little bit of pain.
8 plays, 54 yards for Shiloh Christian, and the Campbell extra point makes it 28 for now for Shiloh, down by 26 though in this one. So a ways to go, but still 1:02 left in the third quarter. We did see a pretty miraculous comeback in the fourth quarter in the semis of the 5A, correct? Did we have 29 points scored? For
Farmington against Hot Springs Lakeside. Yeah.
They got out of the frying pan, but then they fell in the fire, unfortunately, last night for them. Maybe an onside kick,
Yeah, with the onside kick,
here it comes.
Right.
And Archer couldn't handle it. Ball's bounding around there, but I think Greenwood ultimately did cover that. Good attempt by Shiloh Christian. Had a shot at it.
Yep.
Just couldn't quite get it.
They got the bounce they wanted. It hits the up man for Greenwood. Believe that was Archer. Not able to get there and pounce on it. Now Greenwood's got great field position in the final minute here of the third.
So again, they could go down and score one more time, and I'm sure we'll see another 2-point conversion attempt if they do get there. That would be just 1 point shy, though, wouldn't it? See, that'd be 8.
You're trying to make me math
62 to 28. Yeah, that wouldn't be quite enough.
No.
Well, that's okay. Listen, I like football. We can hang out here all afternoon. I got nothing to do. Until 6 o'clock tonight, at least.
As a communications major, don't make me math.
Yes, I got you. Handoff up the middle. And Shiloh Christian stacking it up after a 3-yard run. Raggio with the run up the middle. Under a minute to play in this third quarter. 54-28. Greenwood in control against Shiloh Christian. And Greenwood in no hurry here. 17 seconds on the play clock. About an 8-second differential, so they'll have to run one more play here in the third quarter. Handoff up the middle again. Raggio is wrapped up immediately. He'll pick up maybe a yard, maybe not. Right back to the line of scrimmage, looks like. But that will be the final play of the third quarter. So after 3, it's 54-28. Greenwood leading Shiloh Christian in the 6A state championship game. It's all presented by Centennial Bank, and you're watching Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month on Arkansas PBS.
It's a stirring celebration with unforgettable music from the Tabernacle Choir and Orchestra at Temple Square.
We attain wholeness when we can bring joy and light into the world, which is the message of Hanukkah.
Only on Arkansas PBS.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryan. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryan. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Before my surgery, I was in excruciating pain, but thanks to UAMS Health, I'm now pain-free, and I'm planning my next big trip.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
All right, back here at War Memorial Stadium, and through 3 quarters, it is Greenwood 54 and Shiloh Christian 28. Every time I look up on that scoreboard in CSC, I think Southern Cal, but that's certainly not it. Kane Archer doing work today, folks, playing like the MVP he was last year. 312 through the air, 3 touchdowns passing, 119 on the ground, 4 touchdowns rushing. And here he is with a nice little stiff arm for good measure. It has been a remarkable day, accounting for 7 touchdowns for the Gatorade Player of the Year. Shiloh fighting all the way to the end here, though, not going gently. Another touchdown pass there over the middle. That was the first catch of the day for Holland, and ends up in the end zone. So, fourth quarter underway now. Greenwood with the ball. Archer trying to add to his total. Avoids a sack in the backfield there. Good pressure coming from Ball, and they're going to blow this dead.
Makes the play on the comeback, but the play is going to be coming back as there's a flag in the obvious area of holding.
Yeah, great jump there by Hudson Ball. He's been impressive today. I did not see the ball get delivered. I could not tell that he had thrown that one out there, but like you said, that one's coming back anyway.
Offense. Penalty will be 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay third down.
That's one play I saw quite a bit, especially after the game that got out of hand last night. The comeback route, you don't see it much in high school football, but Farmington ran it really well against Parkview.
Yes.
And that time Greenwood, an excellent route, perfect ball placed, but it's coming back negated because of the holding call. The reason you don't see a lot in the high school level, because if you're just a hair late and the defensive back there, it's a walk-in pick six going the other direction.
Empty backfield for Archer. Looking, and it's picked off. His second interception thrown this year, and it's going to be returned maybe for a touchdown. Archer trying to stop the returner, and he will. Does make the play, but it's picked off and returned by Carter Henley. Great read there, and again, just for the second time this year, Archer intercepted, and that will mean Shiloh Christian is deep in Greenwood territory.
Archer just didn't see Henley dropping back. He looked like he was going to show pressure. Then he drops back right in front underneath Davis. Makes the play, the big return. Archer saves the touchdown. But Shiloh Christian got a little momentum. Chance to make this thing interesting in the opening minute of the fourth quarter.
That's a great point. A quick strike here, and all of a sudden, it's a 54-35 game. We are not out of the question at this point. Wow, what a play by Henley.
To name a lot of Shiloh Christian fans certainly remember, Caden Henley now plays for the Razorbacks.
Bodenstein, empty backfield. And Henley, who just made that interception, will shift over to the left side. Four-man front for Greenwood. Bodenstein's going to run it. Trying to find a little bit of room. Picks up some good yardage down near the 5-yard line, so haven't seen him use his feet much. No, excuse me. That was a direct snap to Mason. Yeah, they ran a little wildcat. Didn't realize that.
Yeah, they brought in some extra beef up front. Try to overload a couple extra tight ends on that left side. It was direct snap to Mason.
That's my old eyes. 18, not 15.
Doing the exact same thing here.
Yeah, Mason going to go again, and he's going to do the same thing. Has some good lead blocking. Runs into a defender or two, and he's taken down at the 3-yard line. So Shiloh trying to go big boy ball against the Big Bad Bulldogs here. And a third down upcoming. Whatever they do, they need to do it quickly. Got to play with a sense of urgency. Every second counts if you're going to actually try to get back in this ball game. And there's no reason to believe, if you're Shiloh, that you can't do it.
They can pick up a first down without scoring.
They're bringing the big hammer in. Hudson Ball is in with Griffin Mason. He's going to lead block, though, for him. And they swarm him down. Good job pursuing from the backside defensively. Gage Hanna, we've seen him couple. He's so good getting there from the backside, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. Here's Hanna right here, comes from the backside and does a great job of just getting down the line, staying parallel with that line of scrimmage, makes the play in the backfield.
Yeah, very impressive. So now 4th and goal from the 2. And we'll see if they try to go big boy ball again or get cute here.
Yeah, they're going power eye.
Yeah, they're going to direct snap it actually to Ball, left side. He's got a lead blocker, and he's into the end zone. Got hit late, took an official out, but Ball scores it for Shiloh Christian. There was a lot going on over there.
That's toughness right there. Give that man a cookie.
Yeah.
Takes the hit, running to the wall, gets up, signals touchdown.
And you know who let him in? The man that made the pick. But he's a little bit slow to get up. Carter Henley let him in there, and I think he got the worst of all of that.
Yeah, he gets across.
Yeah, he got slammed into that wall over there. There's not a lot of room between that wall and the sideline.
Is a touchdown.
So all these photographers over here, you can stay behind the dotted line. It's almost like they've been told that 30 times, but they don't listen.
Well, the way this place is constructed, I mean, the wall comes in right at the corner of the end zone there. Very dangerous spot over there if you're coming at full speed. You don't see, I've really never seen in all the games I've watched here anybody have an issue over there, but that was a pretty scary moment there. I think they're going to take a peek at this one.
Yeah, it looked like he got his foot inside the pylon, but where was the football?
Right.
As he crossed it. All scoring plays, potential scoring plays, and turnovers, potential turnovers automatically reviewed. Coaches do have challenges here in the high school football finals, but this one's automatically going to be reviewed just to make sure they got the call on the field.
Yeah, the pylon never went down, which is shocking with all the bodies in the vicinity, Bobby. I'm a little surprised that the pylon stayed standing at the end of this thing. To look at this thing. Great blocking, though, on the edge.
It's a lot of beef out there, too. I don't know what they call it, but when back in my UCA days, that was the Buffalo package, bringing all the big boys.
Okay, we're going to take a look at what the officials see here.
Yeah,
I think he's probably in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was well within the. Yeah, he's well inside.
There's the pylon.
I just can't believe everybody avoided it. All those bodies running around there, nobody hit it.
Yeah, so you draw the imaginary line, which is now not imaginary as I draw it there with the goal line. And the football looks like it's across, foot's across the plane. I think this should be a pretty quick review. It's really cool vantage point what we're seeing. This is exactly what the officials are looking like on screen, every camera angle they have at it. So that's why we have replay here. We want to make sure we get it right. It's a big play no matter what the score is.
10:06 to go. That we know for sure. What the score is exactly, we don't. But how about Hudson Ball? What a thrill for him. I mean, senior season, headed to play football over in Tulsa and get scored touchdown in your last game. I don't think there's any doubt that's a touchdown.
Just his 32nd carry, but his 9th touchdown on the season.
You notice Cash Archer got his shot in there.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yeah, it's good for the score, but Cash Archer's like, well, you may score, but I'm going to put a look on you on the way.
He's not going to get cheated. There's no doubt.
And look where he came from. We talked about the backside. Hannah coming back from the backside so well, but my goodness, flying over Cash Archer. I mean, look where he starts out here, and he comes all the way across underneath all that mess to come up and take a big hit or give a big hit to Hudson Ball. Let me tell you something. Hitting Hudson Ball is no treat. I'm quite sure of that. That dude weighs 247, and he got smacked.
Don't look now. We got a 20-point ball game.
10:06. Yeah, you can forget running clock. Now we're talking about is Greenwood going to get a little bit nervous here?
Yeah, one more stop for the Shiloh Christian defense. Things could get really, really interesting here in Little Rock.
Extra point is good. 54-35 after the extra point goes through, and that was a very short drive. 4 plays, 11 yards. Kick by Campbell is up and good. Here's the pick that set it all up.
Here's Henley showing pressure right here in the middle, and all of a sudden he drops out in a little bit of a zone blitz look, and Archer just doesn't see him. Picks it off, and he knows what to do when he's got the football in his hands. Goes from linebacker to running back in a hurry. It's a nice design there. You kind of confuse the quarterback. It's a look that they haven't seen a ton. It looks like, okay, my slot receiver is going to be wide open up the seam. He dropped the linebacker underneath. Big play for the defense.
Archer gave kind of a weird effort there.
Yeah.
And sort of directing him out of bounds.
He's done everything in the stat sheet, but I don't think he wanted to have a tackle. He's like, well, I'm going to leave the tackling to the brother.
Yeah, I think he also didn't want to throw an interception.
Yeah, that's true.
Disgusted with himself for not seeing him there.
Well, when you've only thrown one all season long, I guess the numbers say you probably do. Doesn't mean that it makes him feel any better.
It's hard to believe he's doubled his interception total today.
Just think about the number of passes he's thrown this year, and only 2 have shown up on the other side.
He came in with 273 attempts. That's just remarkable at any level.
So
certainly at a high school level.
That was attempt number 299. 300 passes and 2 show up in the other way.
Onside kick and covered quickly by Greenwood. Good job there. Heads up play by Cooper Bland.
Late flag. Some extracurriculars.
That's getting chippy. Hasn't really been through the game that I've seen. Got some mad dudes down there, though.
Coach Young all the way out to the midfield logo, making sure his guys get back, don't make any bad decisions here.
Yeah, you don't want to implode now. That would be the worst thing. But let's get real. I mean, Greenwood's taken over around midfield. Can Shiloh stop them again? That's the question.
471 yards of offense now for Greenwood. Shiloh's up near 400 themselves. 89 combined points. You can experience the action all over again next week. You can watch all these championship games on the PBS app anytime.
Unnecessary roughness on the receiving team. Ball will be 15 yards from the end of the run.
So Greenwood backed up 15 yards. They are the ones that got hit with the personal foul, and so the Bulldogs not doing themselves any favors. The Greenwood fans not happy about it, but we all know their offense is going to be just fine, I think, and as long as Archer does not throw the ball to the other team again, which would be shocking if he did it twice in the same game. Not going to lose a whole lot of sleep over it.
It's the one knock on Greenwood is going to be the penalties now. 10th penalty, 105 yards. If the official stats are correct, and they're from Troy Mitchell, you got to believe they are.
And hard-fought 1-yard run there for Greenwood. Boy, things getting a lot more difficult here for Kane Archer and this Greenwood offense of late. I got to give a ton of credit to Shiloh, regardless of the outcome. Their fight that has continued on here when this game looked totally out of reach has been very, very impressive.
Yeah, I think it was 71. Hayden Carter fought through the block there, blows that play up, limits to a gain of 1.
Archer with 3 receivers left and a single receiver back right. The running back set to his left as well.
Greenwood being a little more methodical than they were in the first half as well, bleeding some clock.
Yeah, now he's going to empty the backfield. Pressure coming. Kane Archer running for his life and does it successfully. Picks up, looked like he was going to lose 4 or 5, ends up picking up 7 or 8 instead.
They were trying to get that screen set up when they scored to Carnes in the first half. Motion the back out, so you've got 4 receivers to the near side. But that time, Shiloh Christian got out in the passing lane, so Archer has to think second of it. Has to scramble, picks up 7 or 8. Now it's 3rd and short.
9:15. Clock stopped after he runs out of bounds. I don't know where Chris Young was going, but he ran in front of the official over there on the sideline, and we're going to get a timeout on the field, I believe.
I think Shiloh Christian burns that timeout. This is a big play defensively.
Shiloh Christian, their second timeout.
3rd and 1.
Half.
I don't know. You think Greenwood doesn't go for it if they are held short? Not sure about that.
Now 6 of 7 on 3rd down conversion attempts today is Greenwood. This one could be 3rd and 1. You know, they're not really a team that says, okay, we're going to line up and just run it right downhill. But maybe the option read. Archer's been so successful running the football, averaging 7 yards a carry. Of course, the screen game's always a possibility. But if you get a 3rd down stop here and you're Shiloh Christian,
you're going to have to get a 4th down stop.
Well, you're going to have to get a 4th down stop, too. But, I mean, you really start to think you've got a chance to get back in this contest.
Well, and as the game has worn on, look, I think they've gotten better penetration. I think their defensive line has held up better against the offensive line of Greenwood as the game has gotten deeper here as we get a little further into the water here.
I think the alignment is causing Greenwood the most issues. They're starting to stack defensive players on top of receivers, and the screen's not obviously open.
Yep.
And taking that away, and Greenwood hasn't really found the ultimate adjustment as far as whether it's going down the seam, trying to go deep. Most of the time, it's been Archer running the football.
Yeah, they did have a field day in the first half with that, just overloading aside with receivers, stepping up and blocking, and then just throwing it underneath, and it was easy peasy.
Yeah, and they're stacking their receivers up here trying to take that screen away as well.
Archer runs forward across the 45, so much ado about nothing. Archer easily picking up 3 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, Shiloh Christian was just selling out, said, okay, if you're going to pick up this 1st down, you're going to have to do it running the football.
And Kane Archer said, okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Happy to. I've done it for 4 touchdowns today if you need me.
Yeah, that right side of the offensive line did the job there. That made that pretty easy.
So the clock will run under 9 minutes now. 54-35. Game looked completely out of reach a while ago, but again, a good fight here by Shiloh Christian to get it to respectable at least, and we'll see if Greenwood can answer and get to 60 plus. Handoff left side. Shiloh Christian fighting, but boy, a push continuing by Greenwood. My goodness. A 5-yard pickup just across midfield.
Jasnet in at running back, so they're starting to break out all the weapons. Normally plays defensive back, but they give him a chance to get the football in his hands.
Yep. Some fresh legs, maybe. Somebody other than Kane Archer, I guess, running it would be what they're looking for maybe there.
Yeah, this is the complete opposite of what Greenwood normally does. They normally snap it with 25 to 30 on the play clock, but they're trying to bleed as much time as possible while keeping their offense on the field.
See if Shiloh brings pressure here. They got 4 men up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they've got all these defenders stacked up to the bottom, trying to force Greenwood to throw it, but they've got the numbers, but can't make the play in space.
Yeah, throw it outside again. It's Champ Davis again with the grab, and he will get the 1st down to the 42-yard line, so move the chains again.
That's exactly what Tucker Barnard said at halftime. Said we got to make plays in the perimeter, and that time you've got the numbers advantage, but Champ Davis has been making defenders miss all afternoon long. Yards after catch have been huge. Another big 1st down for Greenwood.
Yeah, good spot there. They're going to give him the 41. I thought his knee was down at the 42. The official on the far sideline had him at the 42. Near sideline 41. He had a little better look at it, so they're going to go with his take. And so it'll be 1st and 10 rather from the 41-yard line of Shiloh Christian. Saints defensively adjusting here at the last moment. Archer will hand it up the middle and forging forward. Boy, another great push by this Greenwood offensive line. Still on his feet, still pushing forward. Jasna all the way down to the 26-yard line. What a run for 15 yards with 7:11 left. My goodness.
Just second, third, and fourth efforts from Greenwood, and the fresh legs may have a lot to do with that. Jasna just getting his second touch both on this drive, and you can see just the push not only for number one, but a lot of bodies in blue moving the pile on another first down.
Yeah, Mason Mounts, I thought had him dead to rights right at the line of scrimmage, but he ran through that one and a few more, and the offensive line kept pushing, and they had Shiloh Christian on their heels, and backwards they go. That offensive line has done a phenomenal job here today. Across the front there, Fleming and Taylor and Fujibayashi. Landon Billy, we talked about, went out a little bit earlier with an injury, but Ashton Stein, boy, really good group. Done a heck of a job here today.
Yeah, it's a good play by Ball, 31. Just gets in front of the offensive lineman's nose and finds the football. But that clock's just going to continue to run for Greenwood. And they've probably chewed up more on this drive than did the entire first half.
Let's head down and check in with Tyler down on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, look, if you've watched any Greenwood football the last couple of years, you've seen this hammer leading them out of the tunnel. The significance, it's the player who had the hardest hit in the previous game gets to carry the hammer out in the next game. And based on this one, all kinds of candidates for game one next year.
It wasn't you, though, Tyler. He just grabbed the hammer.
Yeah, he just picked it up.
He didn't actually hit anybody, I'm assuming, down there. Handoff left side, and boy, they are continuing to pound Jasna off that left side. I don't know whose ear he got in about running the football, but Kane Archer's just furious about something right now, and I don't know what is happening down there, but he is mad about something that happened.
I think there continues to be some extracurriculars at the end of the play. And
yeah.
They wanted a call.
Yeah, I think they blew it dead, and yeah, he's throwing a fit over it. Blew it dead, and they still pushed him down to the ground. I didn't really see a whole lot extra there. I don't think that's outside the realm.
Yeah, got to contain the emotions here late in the game. If you're both Greenwood and Shiloh Christian, the emotions are going to run high always late in the championship game.
Yeah.
To be able to contain those.
Well, and he wasn't the only one. He had another teammate out there. It was Cooper Bland. They were both bent out of shape about it. But, and again, you want to see guys defending their teammates, but I didn't think there was anything outside the norm there. Raggio will come in as Jasna gets a breather, and he earned it. Empty backfield. Archer looking left, throwing outside. Caught. Ton of Shiloh Christian defenders there, and they're going to drive the receiver into the bench. And it's Carnes with the catch, but nothing doing. Good job by Shiloh Christian rallying around the football and stopping any forward progress that time.
I think you got to get a lot of credit to what Shiloh Christian has done adjustment-wise in this second half.
Yeah.
I mean, Greenwood came out and put up a lot of points, a lot of yards in the first half, but it's been tough sledding for Greenwood. The adjustments on that other side of the football has been really, really good. They just dug themselves too big of a hole in the first 24 minutes.
Yeah, 42 points in the first half, 12 in the second half, so 100%. Now, they may not be done scoring just yet. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. 3-man front and a late blitzer coming off the edge, wide open into the end zone. He overshot him. Boy, he almost went up. Carnes did and came in with a left-handed, one-handed grab, but he couldn't quite get to it. And yeah, if he throws it a little sooner, probably has a completion there. So that will end the drive for Greenwood on that 4th and 5. Incomplete. Heck of an effort, but it'll go back to Shiloh Christian.
Yeah, Carnes a little slow to get up as well. Took the brunt of it. You don't know if you can tell on the TV angle there, but that actually slopes up going towards the stands. Couldn't come up with the catch, and is it the first drive today that Greenwood does not put points on the board?
I believe that's right. Other than the interception.
That's right.
Yeah. So Archer again, 22 of 29, 321, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 18 for 131, and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Bodenstein in the offense for Shiloh Christian will have a chance to get back after it now, and they're waving on a late arrival here, and that's the man who made the interception earlier, Carter Henley.
Yeah, Greenwood content with this drop, and they've only got 1 down lineman. They're going to rush 3 and drop 8.
Yeah, Bodenstein outside at the 31, and then the receiver goes back upfield away from his own end zone and loses a couple of yards in the process, and that's Beach with the grab.
Bodenstein over 300 yards passing now, 22 of 35, 2 touchdowns. He's played well.
3:40 left in this 6A state championship game. Down the seam, caught again at the 40, and this time Sluter takes a huge shot there, but does pick up a first down and out to the 43-yard line.
I know Greenwood's content with just keeping everything in front and try not to allow the big play, but I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't tried to bring a little pressure, especially as good as this offensive front has been for Shiloh Christian in the past game.
200-yard receivers today now. Sluter with 117 on 10 catches, and Kemp with 145. Bodenstein over the middle. What a catch, one-handed, and out across the 40, or inside the 45 to the 40-yard line. One-handed grab, impressive by Chandler Kemp, who adds to his total. He's over 150 yards now on 6 catches.
We've seen Shiloh Christian do that a couple times today. The sticky gloves came to play.
Bodenstein staying outside, that time 10 yards completion inside the 30-yard line. 3 minutes to go, and
back to Kemp.
He is just, I'll tell you what, impressive. These guys, both these guys have been really good.
Kemp 7 catches, 173 yards. Slider 11 catches, 130.
Handoff up the middle and to the 21-yard line. And that was Eldridge. Got a handful of carries today. He's had some good runs today.
One of the better runs for Shiloh Christian. Their long before that one was just 8 yards in the contest.
Yes, absolutely. Second and short coming up here, 2nd and 1, so a 9-yard carry. That was the longest run of the day. Bodenstein, step up, looking over the middle, and it's intercepted. Intercepted inside the 10-yard line. That maybe fumbled at the end there.
Yeah, they're going to come in. The back official came in and said that did not maintain possession.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Incomplete pass. Yeah. But that's a great defensive job by Cash Owenby. Steps in front, makes the play.
Yeah, great job of the camera crew there. You can see it come out there on the end as we get the replay here. That's not the best angle we had as he was fighting to hold on to it. But you can see as he went to the turf, never could hold on to it. But yeah, good job there. Here's the best look from the end zone, and you can see the ball pop out right there.
Ball never stopped moving.
Nope.
It's possession.
So
big break for Shiloh.
And we got a timeout on the field with 2:22 to go. 54-35.
Timeout. Greenwood.
Greenwood's going to talk it over.
Second half.
A touchdown here makes it a 12-point game. To get the extra point.
You likely go for 2
or 11. Yeah,
you make it 11
touchdown field goal.
Yeah,
touchdown 2-point field goal. Again,
still a big hill to climb, but
yeah,
I've heard crazier things happen.
Yeah, I suppose I have too. I'm trying to think. It's been a while, but
if you listen to a certain radio show, it all kinds of hypotheticals.
Well, that's true.
A lot of sunshine sometimes.
Well, I don't know about that. 54-35. Listen, great fight today between these two schools. Meeting with a state championship on the line, a couple of teams with championship pedigrees. It's just been great and very much familiar with one another, obviously, from this year. Archer, 22 of 29, very average day for him, 76%, 3 touchdowns, 321, just makes it look easy. But how about his counterpart, 369 on 26 of 40, a couple of touchdowns, no picks. It's pretty big time for a sophomore.
Yeah, for those thinking, next year will be a little bit easier for us. Both of these quarterbacks coming back.
Yeah. Good luck. Might see this game again.
Twice.
Yes, exactly. Handoff up the middle, right at the marker. That may be enough to move the chains, and I think they may call it just a hair short. Yep, they're going to say maybe, I don't know, it's got to be a foot. I mean, yeah, Shiloh Christian's staff over there, Tucker Barnard, going, what does he have to do? Is he not there? That looks like he's on the line. Looks like a first down to me. Yeah, he's furious. He wants that first down. 2:10 to go. I really don't know what they're looking at. Yeah, they're going to say first down. Thank you. That looked like a first down to me the entire time. Now, obviously, we're off center. We're just to the left of the opposite 40-yard line. So
you've got young eyes, though.
Do I?
Yeah.
I mean, compared to like my grandfather, sure, but. Anyway, it looked like, I mean, again, the official standing right in front of the marker and saying it's not a first down. I didn't understand that. Bodenstein rolling right, throwing back left, has a man at the 6. Did he hold on to it? He did. Oh, my goodness, what a catch on the opposite sideline. And, when in doubt, throwing it up to Sluter's a pretty good move. And really well defended, too. Give credit to Lawyer Thornsberry. He was right there defensively. You couldn't ask for a whole lot more from a coverage standpoint. Took a hard fall there on the grab, but he seems like he's fine. Rolling right. Bodenstein looking. Now coming back. Throwing over the middle, and it's picked off. And that's going to be a pick 6. Off to the races.
99 yards.
Champ Davis is going to jog it in, and that's going to do it. There is the icing on the cake with a cherry on top. Champ Davis with a 99-yard return, and Greenwood about to claim another state championship. That puts him at 60 points. Wow.
Greenwood's defense is not going to be the headline of this story, but they have certainly made some big stops, and that's why they allowed to push up this big lead. That time, Bodenstein had all day to throw, but you feel like the internal clock is starting to run out. He tries to force one back across his body, throws into double coverage, and Champ Davis, who makes so many big plays on the offensive end, makes the pick right at the goal line.
Well, that was right at
99 to the house.
Yeah, they knew exactly what was going on, too. Cash Archer's the only one that was even close to him. Just goes down and gives him a big old hug and picks him up in the end zone. And extra point is good, and that's that. 61-35. Back-to-back days, we've seen the winning team score 61 points now. Parkview a blowout win in 5A, and now Greenwood matches them with 61 here in this 6A championship game with 1:27 to go.
Don't know if I was expecting to say the name Lamar McCann from Lake Village in 1949, but his record of a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown has been tied.
Matched, but not surpassed.
That's right.
So he gets to stay in the book.
He does.
Good for him. Yeah, if he caught that in the end zone, it would have been all over. Now, what's the rules on interceptions? You can return interceptions.
You can return interceptions from the end zone.
Not kicks.
Not kickoffs. All right. So back-to-back days, we've seen a state champion put 60. Actually, make that 3 days in a row.
Oh, that's right. It's an 8-man game.
Strong put up 66. Here's some breaking news.
I love some breaking news. Well, maybe not.
Kane Archer's your MVP.
Oh, okay. I thought it was about some other game. Kane Archer remarkable today.
Shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who else you would give it to. You would have to have your head examined if you try to go anywhere else. Kickoff, and this one will be returned from the 11. Sluter to the left side, undercut, and down he goes around the 23.
I think this is what we expected for these two teams. Who was going to be able to come up with a timely stop? And Greenwood's gotten a handful of them, and that's been the difference. We knew that these two teams played a close game in the regular season. Greenwood likely going to be the favorite, but Shiloh Christian has really shown a lot. And this is a team that has some young talent. We've talked about the quarterback. They're going to be back. They've got a great chance to be back in the championship game next season again. Shiloh Christian just continues to churn out victories, but you got to tip the cap to Greenwood. They've made the plays in the critical moments today.
Am I wrong for wanting Shiloh to score again so we can have 100 points in the game?
I don't think so. I always want points.
Bodenstein's not helping himself there. He just got buried under by a couple of defenders. Not going to do it that way, that's for sure. And let me call a name I haven't called yet, I don't think. Yeah, maybe we did one time. Eddie Costello.
Yeah, had the big deflection early.
Yes, that was a big-time hit right there. Boy, he beats the offensive lineman and gets in there, and a thunderous blow indeed. So 2nd and 12 on the 2-yard loss with the sack there. And we have, for some reason, a timeout on the field. What are we doing?
Sometimes you just got to bask in it a little bit longer. Maybe get some new faces in who
Timeout.
haven't played.
Greenwood. It's their final timeout of the
Roll
game.
on some new defenders. Make sure everybody gets to play. You can't take it for granted playing for a championship game, even though these two teams have been here a lot. Obviously, you can't take it for advantage. Arkansas PBS is the home for high school sports. If you love seeing these high school championship games live and on demand, consider making a gift to Arkansas PBS today.
51 seconds, all that remains before Greenwood can begin the celebration. Fans are a lot of them are on their feet down there having some fun, and I'll tell you, they're on the wrong side of the stadium right now. That shade. The Shiloh fans enjoying that sunny afternoon here, although probably not enjoying it a whole lot. But there's their small bit of solace, I guess, that they get the sunshine here for the end of the game.
I'm pumped about tonight's game.
Yeah, I think it should be great. Yeah, I'll be really curious. I hope Bentonville could play up to their capability, make it interesting. Certainly, you all know how dominant Bryant can be. We've got a flag here on the play, but
won 9 in a row. Took down Conway last week.
Prior to the snap, offsides on the defense, 5-yard penalty, Second down.
Yeah, I mean, if you can beat Conway, you got all my respect. Obviously, both those teams have done that this year. Handoff up the middle, out to the 29. It's Henley on the carry. 43 seconds. Clock is ticking down. We are up at, yeah, I mean, it's not a super long game. It's like an NFL game.
Yeah. About the 3-hour mark.
Henley going to go into the boundary there. Run out of bounds. 23 seconds to go. Stop the clock.
450 yards of offense for Shiloh Christian, more than 500 for Greenwood. You want to copy this game, watch it over and over again? Go to MMMProductions.net, place your order. This is going to be a keepsake for a lot of Greenwood fans as they get to celebrate another crown.
We didn't get 100 points and we didn't get 1,000 yards, but we were in the ballpark on both.
Yeah.
And that's it. That'll do it. Your 6A state champions in 2024. The Greenwood Bulldogs do it again. 61-35, your final here today. As they get out on the field there and celebrate.
Back-to-back, mission accomplished. It's almost just like a business-like approach. You know, the celebration's really not even there for Greenwood. You know, they expect it to finish here in Little Rock on top, and they certainly do so.
Break, come back with post-game. After this, you're watching the Centennial Bank State Football Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
I love it.
We're on the precipice of a great discovery.
I love it. Welcome. Whoa, Nelly.
Let's set this palace.
Oh, Maya.
I love it.
Welcome to the News Hour.
What does it mean politically?
I love it.
Oh. Fasten your seatbelt.
I love it.
I love it.
Delighted to hear it. You make a good team.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Before my surgery, I was in excruciating pain, but thanks to UAMS Health, I'm now pain-free, and I'm planning my next big trip.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
One snowman cake, present and correct. I'm very much looking forward to it.
We have much to be grateful for.
Just what I wanted for Christmas. I had hoped for the opportunity to dazzle.
Dazzle?
Good news indeed.
First responders put their lives on the line for us every single day. And in uncertain times, we lean on these heroes to help restore stability. As a key component of a strong community, you will find stability at the core of Centennial Bank. Here, we believe in supporting those that help provide a safe and secure community for us to thrive in. Your financial safety and security should not be overlooked. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Ready for an out-of-this-world adventure? Mexico Made with Love weaves together a celebration of art, tradition, and creativity, and we want you to join in with an exciting virtual scavenger hunt. Scan the QR code or go to pbs.org/experience for details and to download the Goose Chase app. Then get started on fast-paced, interactive missions where you'll compete with PBS fans across the country. Join the fun now. The hunt begins November 25th and ends December 13th. Mexico is made with love, and PBS is made with you.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Attention sports enthusiasts. Get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryant. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryant. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
The Everett difference means we are committed to giving back to the communities we serve.
When I think of Everett, I think of them more than just a car dealership.
Everett's involvement in the community is phenomenal. I see it in the police and fire department. I see it in the Boys and Girls Club.
Their heart is in this community.
And I think Everett does a great job making sure they have a positive, lasting impact.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
I love it.
We're on the precipice of a great discovery.
I love it. Welcome. Whoa, Nelly.
Let's set this palace
on fire.
I love it. Welcome to the News Hour.
What does it mean politically?
I love it.
Oh. Fasten your seatbelt.
I love it.
I love it.
Delighted to hear it. You make a good team.
Greenwood with their dedication to their fallen teammate in the celebration of another championship, taking it back to West Arkansas. Impressive. The Bulldogs knocking off Shiloh Christian in this 6A final, and there's the celebration with the trophy. And this one ends 61-35. And posing for pictures now down on the field, those Bulldogs. Shiloh Christian will have to wait another year. But I'll tell you, Bobby, one of the things about these two teams, there are a lot of juniors who are impactful that will be back. We may be talking about these two teams very much being in the mix again next season.
Yeah, we could have been saying the same thing the last 24 years as Greenwood and Shiloh Christian have a chance to win a state title next year. But for the 12th time since 2000, Greenwood wins a title. And to do it for Isaiah Arrington and that community has been through so much after the tragic house fire that not only took him but his sister and his mom. Greenwood finishes on top. They were one of the top 3 teams in the state of Arkansas. They certainly belong in that conversation of Parkview and now Greenwood. Most people think Bryant's the best team in the state of Arkansas, but they got to prove it tonight.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Nearly 100 points scored today, nearly 1,000 yards run up today. 61-35 the final through the air. It was an advantage Saints, 406 to 321, and on the ground, though, all Greenwood there, Bobby, 196 to 55. Yeah. Too many negative plays, really, for the Saints to be able to pull this one off, but certainly a heck of an effort by those guys and a much better performance than the first time these two met.
Yeah, Kane Archer plays the full game, knocked out at halftime in the first one. He's your title game MVP, 321 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 131 on the ground, 4 more scores, finishes 1 touchdown shy of the all-time combined record, which was 8 Caden Sight back in 2020 from Harding Academy. But Greenwood, that's the trophy they came for. That's the trophy they're going home with.
We'll head down in a minute and check in with the winning coach and also our MVP. But let's go back and see how it all came together. And there's the man of the hour, Kane Archer, fighting through traffic. There were some, as we said, some great plays. I thought Sluter was phenomenal for Shiloh Christian. And, boy, Bodenstein, I thought, made some great deliveries as well. But just too much. And so many playmakers. I mean, you're looking at all these different players, getting the job done for Greenwood in this one. There's Bodenstein finding a wide open receiver. Had a couple of playmakers himself making plays. But really an impressive day, I thought, by both offensive teams. And Kane Archer just way too much today. Let's head down and check in on the sideline and get a visit with our winning coach.
Yeah, Coach Young, obviously you guys are no stranger to War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. This year, everything this team has been through, just what does this one mean?
Yeah, this one's special. It's been a tough year for these boys, and for them to be able to finish it off and have a great day like today means a lot to our program.
To do it in front of looks like the whole city of Greenwood is here. Just what does this mean to this whole town?
Yeah, our community is awesome. It's unmatched. There's nowhere like Greenwood, Arkansas. And I mean, you just take a look up here. They don't get tired of coming here. They're here every year. They're a huge part of our success. We're fortunate to have the backing that we do, not only from our community, our spirit groups, our cheer, dance, and band are awesome. And just they're a big part of why we do the things we do.
All right, well, let's celebrate with the team coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Chris Young, and again, guessing this will not be his last trip here to the capital city.
Never gets old. Celebrate Greenwood's victory with official championship gear, and it's available now. Just visit ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com to find apparel and memorabilia commemorating this unforgettable season. That's ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com.
Well, we've got one in the books, one more tonight. The Battle of the Bees. Hornets, Tigers. Bryant and Bentonville tonight, and a good one. I mean, again, two of the elite teams in the 7A, and they find their way here to the state championship game, and I think both of them probably felt like they had a great shot before the season. We knew Bryant did, and they obviously made their statement early with that win over Parkview, and Bentonville has worked their way through as well. This should be a fantastic matchup tonight.
I don't know if there's a coach in the country, certainly not in Arkansas, that does a better job of having his team ready in late November, early December than Jody Grant at Bentonville. They may not always be the favorite to win it, but they find a way to make it to the semifinals, and now for the third straight year, the Bentonville Tigers playing for a championship.
Yeah, thrilled about that. All right, let's head down to the field again. Our MVP, Kane Archer, is standing by.
Yeah, I'm here with game MVP, Kane Archer. Kane, another win, another state title, but this one I think just meant a little more to you guys. Everything you've been through this season, what are the emotions right now?
Yeah, you know, I hate crying, but this one was a little different. It was for Isaiah. You know, that was one of my best friends growing up, and we did everything this season from, I don't know, week 8 on for him, and we've worked our tails off. This team's bonded in a different way, and everybody deserves this, man. This one was for Isaiah.
Doing it here in front of what looks like the whole city of Greenwood. What does this mean just to the whole town?
Yeah, I mean, this is the most supportive town. If you take a look, it's the most supportive town in the state of Arkansas when it comes to football. We left this morning at 6, and there was cars just fled up and down the streets, and, you know, I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else.
All right, congrats so much. We're going to let you go celebrate. Watch out for ice baths.
I think it's not only cool for Kane to do this for a fallen teammate, but his brother's a senior. We've talked about Cash going to UCA. You know, that's a bond that those two are going to have forever. So they're going to get around the Thanksgiving Day table in about 40 years and talk about today's broadcast, and maybe they'll flip on the broadcast and talk about how great you and I were.
You think we'll get a mention? Look at that. Think we'll get a love over at the Archer House? How about that? That's good. Well, there you go, 61-35 the final, and that is it. 7A tonight, don't miss it, 6:30 kick tonight. Should be a lot of fun with that one. Appreciate Bobby, and great work down the sidelines as well, and this whole crew, great work tonight, and always fun to do these championship games. So meaningful and great memories made today. This has been the Centennial Bank State Football Championships right here on Arkansas PBS Sports.